Welcome on in, everybody, to ZeldaSpeedRuns. We've got another Randomizer bracket match going on tonight. We got Neuro versus Samp. This is Losers Bracket Round 1. My name is Vidya James. I'm joined by Fifth Whammy in commentary booth.
Hello there, everyone. Yes. Both our runners tonight have delivered strong qual performances in one of the most challenging MMR standard seasons yet. I have high hopes for a strong race today from both of them.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, so I guess for context here, Neuro has been in the community for a couple years now. He's been actively playing in races. See their name around. Samp, on the other hand, is a very much an old school speedrunner for who only just picked up Randomizer this season. They just started playing Randomizer right now and quickly had some impressive results already. So unfortunately had a pretty bad roll in their bracket luck in round 1 because they had to play me, which is just like yeah, sucks. But it's kind of the deal is like, you know, you're gonna be the lower half of the bracket. You're gonna run into some killers very early on. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping to see a strong showing from Samp, but Neuro I think has a decent shot here too. Has the rando experience. Samp just has the speedrunning background.
I feel like we've had a fair bit of crossover this year of folks with, you know, speedrunning experience trying their hand at the randomizer this season, which has been cool to see.
Yeah, there's been a couple. We've seen Merm, Trev are a couple who have joined in and done really, really well. So quite neat. And yeah, we are about to start here.
All right, buckle up, everybody. Early minutes are always fast and furious. Ready for your early checks, get ready for your hints. We've got Important Scout this season. An extra wrinkle. So keep your eyes peeled, here we go. Just head it off. Let me refresh my commentator view. I'm not getting as good of a view as Sam. Was that the GFS on Clock Tower Ledge?
I couldn't tell. Could not tell. I see Camaro on LTK3, and yeah, it's GFS there. Yeah, so Camaro on the LTK2. Thankfully, it's not not the most important thing. So even if LTK is in a really annoying spot, which it often is, sometimes you got to worry about, oh man, is this gonna be terrible or what? But I think it should be fine.
Yeah, our runners are going to be hoping that our IC hints and foolishes possibly give that some extra context.
Yep. So Samp going for the try-hard strat to get on the straw roof there. It's a little bit faster. Nice hook shot.
Interesting item to find on the straw roof. Neuro immediately doubling to night 1.
Oh, this is the I see the section and chaotic Yosher influence coming on already here. But yeah, so that chest that had the hook shot is logically locked by either a hook shot or Deku and Moonsteer. So right now it is not in logic, so we'll have to pay close attention until that does enter logic, just in case, because that could be locked by first projectile.
By elimination, it has to be Deku and Moonsteer.
Yep.
That's the best way to get that hook shot.
So,
and that was Cafe's Mask in Pillar Grotto?
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting for Neuro because they're going to want to get back to, I don't know if they're going to get to Pillar Grotto by the time the cutoff for Cafe is. So, unfortunately, they might miss out on Midnight Meeting this cycle. But also, yeah, there's a Sphere Zero bow in the Grass Grotto.
That was in Grass Grotto. Yeah, Neuro, headed south night 1, Samp, on the other hand, ooh, silver on NCT tree. That could be easily regrabbable in future cycles if we need to get bag. More gilded stuff and soft. Oh, it's a frog.
Frog champ, bro.
He's got some shrubbery to live in. I guess there's not water. Could be worse as habitats go. Alright, first hit of the day. Boat Archer's dead. Not too big of a surprise.
Yeah. It's I feel like the always group, and to explain for anyone who doesn't know, there's a set of 16 always hints that are kind of in a rotating pool where, well, let's see what these hints are first before we start talking about this.
So we're Cape 2SC. Kind of graveyard and one important song. Milk Road Foolish. Ocean Great Fairy Dead. Yeah, that was another always hint. There will be 8 always hints we see in the seed. There are 16 total in the list of candidate always hints, and the 8 we don't see are junked. So we won't see those checks at all, if they're not hinted.
So with that hookshot on Straw Roof, that's 2 chests in Cape you can get right now, if you want to. It won't be in Logic, but with how many checks there are, there's a decent chance that at least one of them is going to be the 2-star item.
Woodfall Great Fairy, All Night Mask, not required.
Oh,
So
good.
not only is a check dead, we get 2 more checks dead in the bargain.
Yeah, it looks like Samp is just doing a... they chose to kill time by going to the southeast corner of Termina Field and then just waiting for the inn to open and then advancing to Room Key. This could add some interesting dynamic if this is required, because Neuro intentionally routed around this.
Yes, Neuro would have to pick up Res Mix-Up on a future cycle. If they find that Kappa's Mask, they could set up Midnight Meeting right after the Res Mix-Up. Might save them a smidgen of time. But, that was a bean on Res Mix-Up. We didn't see anything on Stump. Is that a... That's a Gibdo on Postman's Freedom.
Yeah, it sure is. And yeah, Samp has to wait here. It would have been... So, I'm of the opinion that unless you are, like, right on the money, right at 215, it is better for you to advance time, even if it's going to be, like, 350. Like, you just advance time to the 350. Because generally, if you're routing around Room Key, you're planning on going to Night 1 soon after anyway. And the only thing that can happen is, like, you do an extra story, but then you might be waiting for Postman, you might be waiting for Anju to make it to the desk. I think it's just better to, you know, be later rather than earlier when it comes to Room Key check.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no real reason to stick around on pre-Night 1 after you do your, Res Mix-Up. And Postman's game opens at 3 p.m. too.
Mm-hmm. Mayor's Office was Captain's Hat, which Neuro also is not going to be able to get till at least Night 2. I don't think early Captain's Hat is that bad, to be honest. Or let me rephrase. I don't think early Captain's Hat is that urgent, especially with the couple bomb block checks in Graveyard. I think if you can put off the Graveyard trip, even if you get an early Captain's Hat, it's generally good to do so. There's not a lot of early game songs that are going to give you a huge advantage. The only one is, like, maybe it's healing and then, Kamaro has the bottleneck. But even then, like, you're probably going to Night 3 midnight anyway for Skull Kid, so, you know.
Yeah, also if you find Letter to Mama, you could combine that with the hook both runners have found. You know, get your Gibdo, follow up your graveyard visit with a visit to Icona for the owl. In the meantime, we had Deku on the Postman's game. So now Bunnyhood is logically required.
So we got to watch out for that with the whatever Way of the Heroes, because we could have a bait Bunnyhood 2-star. Well, I shouldn't say bait, but basically one that's not going to help the runners out should they choose to do postman out of logic, which I think basically everybody in the top 32 does. So, there's something you have to pay attention to.
I think it's extremely common. Even when I first began running this random 2 years ago, one of the first things I learned was how to do Postman's Game. And one great reason to keep doing it every seat you play is that you stay in practice for nailing that 1 frame or 2 frame window, however long you get.
It's one of those things too where, like, depending on what you're playing, there's Iconic Great Fairy Dead. Fisherman Game is light arrow, okay.
Required. Wow. It's not too exotic, I suppose. Though it is rare for Fisherman Game itself to come up.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, always hidden so far.
Well, if Magic's on Iconic Great Fairy, the other Magic is 2-star, wherever it is.
Yep.
Could be in the end, not too guarded.
Yeah, that is pretty much guaranteed not going to be your first Magic.
Butler off the table. Tingle's got 2 silver rupees on him today.
Yeah. Rich man for sure. This is an interesting thing Samp is doing, making a trek out to Milk Road after Room Key. Maybe this is why they opted to do early res mix up and wait for Postman. I guess they're intending on killing time here.
Yeah, the odd thing is that Milk Road was tinted foolish.
That's true, yeah. I don't know if Samp ratted around that. I think it's actually, this grotto that had.
Yeah, it'll be right in here.
I see, and they're setting time of day here. You get the instant song pull from standing in front of a Gossip Stone. So in MM, normally when you pull Ocarina, you have to wait for the B button to fully fade in before the game actually counts notes as part of the song. But if you're standing in front of a Gossip Stone, the fade in doesn't happen. The B button's just there, so you can start playing notes right away.
Huh. Is there any reason the game does that?
No idea. I have to assume though it has something to do with the fact that you can do time stop off of Gossip Stones as well by canceling Ocarina.
Wow, I had no idea.
So tip for MM runners: if you want to time when to start playing notes, watch the B button completely fade in, and once it's faded in, you can start playing.
Huh. 10 minutes in, and we've already had some solid bits of education.
Yeah, so Neuro's route, getting them. This is the big advantage of setting at night 1 right away, is you get through your cycle 1 super fast. Like 10 minutes, not even, to get to Blast Mash check is pretty fast. But definitely some stuff Neuro is missing. Notably the captain's hat that is on the mayor's office. But it's not, it's not the end of the world. You can get that all 3 days, so.
Yeah, Captain's Hat not going to be a big time loss, certainly, if you miss it. You do want to pick it up. It's most likely required to see, but there should be chances.
So interesting. I haven't watched Samp play that much, so I don't know what their opener is, but this is interesting, like the kind of back and forth between Clocktown and the different stuff, going to Milk Road and doing Swamp Night 1. I guess this might be a custom choice here based on the fact that they got a bow in the Sphere Zero Grotto, so you can instantly do Town Archers, excuse me. Unless, they have a bow, but it seems like they're opting to not do it right now. Maybe they've got other plans for their time of day, but
interesting.
Kind of sucks to put this off.
Yeah, Swamp Archery is something that's tough to pick back up if you have to pass it early. The rest of the Road to Swamp Grotto is pretty straightforward. Road to Seven Swamp is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, there's not really a reason to ever come back here. Because the 2 tingles you can check in, the 2 tingle checks you can check in other spots, and you can peek the tree, so it's like, there's not a great reason to ever come back here, but I'm guessing, again, they have their opener defined, and there's just no time to do Swamp Archery right now.
Alright, Neuro getting a quick bank 1 here. Park Container.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little surprised that Samp did not set up. Well, I guess both because Neuro also got the bow pretty early on. But generally, if you have a projectile early, even if it's out of logic, setting up bombers is a reasonably smart thing to do. Mostly because you're going all around Clocktown anyway, and you have like basically all day to do it, right? So it makes sense that you would want to route in bombers early.
Yeah. Cycle 1 is prime time to get your Clocktown stuff done. Later on, the seed is going to pull you in all sorts of different directions, and it gets harder and harder to route Clocktown in.
So Neuro is saying, screw day 2 Grotto. We're just going straight to night 3, trying to rush their cycle as soon as possible. And
Does
yeah,
have
with
logical projectile in hand for Skull Kid Song, so not really risking much by speeding things up.
So Hookshot Fox, to answer your question, was on Straw Roof, which Samp got right away. Neuro chose not to do it, which is a little interesting only because, you know, you can peek it in the intro cutscene. So I'm sure they know that Straw Roof is big, but maybe they're intentionally opting to stay in logic so as to not have to worry about that. But if Moonsteer is in a nonsense location, then yeah, it might be a little while before Neuro ends up getting that hook shot. But luckily they have the bow, so they're not without a projectile. If the bow hadn't been in Sphere Zero Grotto, then this might be a little bit more dire for Neuro.
That's a mirror on Swordsman School, by the way.
Yeah, Neuro got that earlier. So both the song items are available very early on, which is very nice. And yeah, there was also Deku Mask on Postman. So we've got a couple of out of logic stuff going on here. But again, nothing too out of the ordinary, I think, for players in the top 32. So
yeah, if we follow the logic, then Bunnyhood is going to be required for Deku, which is going to be required for the hookshot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're going to see that Bunnyhood early, I would suspect. It's tier 2. Neuro opting Deku Palace Night 3. Respectable choice.
This is
might regret not having that hook shot though if Bean Grotto has a chest.
Yeah,
that's worth something.
Yeah, ideally you come here with at least a bottle. Hook shot would have been very nice, obviously, but we just discussed Neuro does not have it. But you can peek the chest, so it's not the end of the world if it does end up being important.
Yeah, and when you have an open song, it's tough to delay it too long.
I cannot tell from the stream feed.
I couldn't tell either.
Bomb bag. Oh, now you can hover up. Nice.
Not legal here, unfortunately, but bombs are helpful for plenty of legal tech as well.
Yeah, especially in Deku Palace, where you can do some nice damage boosts to speed up the maze, but the easier damage boosts are on the way to Bean Grotto, so a little unfortunate. This feels like, I think this is one of the reasons why runners prefer more aggressive, I'll call it aggressive routing in terms of your cycling your time of day, is because right now I'm an observatory auto, as we're calling it, and the thing with openers like that is that they're very rigid, that they don't tend to change very much, even if you get good items early. So progression-wise, Neuro is definitely ahead, being able to go Deku Palace basically right away. They're in Deku Palace at 16 minutes, whereas someone who does a more standard, thorough opener is definitely going to be at least like 30, maybe even 40 minutes before they make it to Deku Palace, just because of all the extra stuff they do as part of their opener. But the trade-off is that if there's anything along the way that an aggressive route would skip, then that puts you at a massive disadvantage later on. So we'll have to see if this works out in Neuro's favor or not.
Yeah, Samp will get to Old Lady at a more traditional time, around that 16 to 20 minute window. Even if Samp did some novel things in their early game.
So yeah, the bomb bag, obviously very nice pick up from Deku Palace, but the song was Storms, which is the worst song in the game. It's basically the only song you never want to see. So a little unfortunate, but they are going to be able to clear out. I'm going to big chest here. To another heart container.
Yeah, knowledge is still power. It's just not much power beyond that, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably gonna have to do eggs. You're probably gonna have to do most of the song checks.
It is true. All right, we're getting a peek of Spider House. Are they going to go for the hint stone?
Yeah, there's the model peak here. Yeah, the hint stone definitely more expensive time-wise. Most runners usually don't stretch that far for it.
I'm not sure I like doing bombers now, because once I'm done with Blast Mask, I want to make it day 2 as soon as possible. Like, there's no reason to be on day 1 anymore. And doing bombers now basically forces you to stay on night 1 a little bit longer. But I guess, okay, maybe it's not so bad because Samp has to check Midnight Meeting. And the alternative is you do it after you do day 2. And it's like, sure, you have all day to do it, but like, are you really going to want to go back to Clocktown day 2? Or are you going to want to make it night 3 in Swamp, you know?
I think it combos reasonably with a Midnight Meeting setup or with an early visit to Toilet Hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a case where it's more understandable, in my view.
Yeah, especially because you're probably going to want to go back to West Clocktown anyway. But yeah, I think I would have preferred setting up bombers early, but yeah, this is not nearly as inefficient as doing bombers after Granny normally would be. But yeah, nothing on Midnight Meeting, so that's good news for Neuro, who intentionally is not, well, due to their route, they're not going to be able to do it. Yeah. Yeah, without the context of doing Midnight Meeting, the bombers felt a lot worse, but it definitely makes sense in this scenario.
Yeah, Neuro will have other advantages to speak of, though. Deku Palace done, Woodfall Owl into... They have bombs in hand as well.
Yeah. And yeah, like, the concept of progression here, definitely Neuro's ahead, but again, if there's anything, like, let's say there's something in Woods of Mystery, then it might be a long time before Neuro ends up going back to that, especially if they don't choose to advance time after their first cycle.
Alright, just milk on A&M purchase. We are safe from that today.
Based kid RNG.
Alright, that's a bomber's completion.
Nothing. So far, the aggressive routing is paying off because we're not seeing anything too dire from Neuro's side. The only thing they're really missing is the hook shot, which surely Moonsteer won't be like 8 spheres deep and requires like a bunch of weird things. But yeah, that's an interesting thing that Zoe kind of called out, is that technically Deku is really, or could be really late in this seed, which means hookshot could be even later, right? It's like one of these things where like you can kind of gamble, like you can kind of do things more efficiently, but it's like maybe there's just not going to be anything important behind either of those 2 items because you're expected to go, somewhere really stupid. Of course, Deku Lock's hookshot means there's only so many places it can be, but still, we kind of have to think about like...
Yeah. Hook Lock's 2 dungeons. You're not getting into Great Bay Temple. Heck, you're not even getting into Icano without a hook. Granted, if Deku is later on, then could potentially save some time. But I think it's understandable if a runner bets against that possibility and just decides to do their song now.
But yeah, it looks like it's healing on Skull Kid,
Wow.
which is, yeah. Surely it won't be a Kamaro bottleneck today.
And that was Remen from... Which grotto was Samp then?
That's Coast Grotto.
Oh, okay. Bremen and Coast Grotto.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. That always is at a date there. apologies. Yeah, observatory closer is such a funny meme. So yeah. I think Neuro, the big advantage they have, again, kind of far out of logic right now, but they have the bomb bag. So assuming they do Mayor's meeting soon, they are in a great position to go for a graveyard trip soon. You know, even if you don't have Icona access yet, that would be nice, but graveyard is full clearable at this point once you get the captain's hat, so.
Yeah, I mean, possible opportunities for Samp if, I mean, Neuro is already on cycle 2, but if Samp manages to find that letter to Mama before night 3, that's Icona access via Postman's Freedom. Yeah, Milk Road is eliminating 2 of the Tingle possibilities, though.
Yeah, that much at least is, nice to know. It means you can kind of be strategic about your Tingle peaks. You don't have to peak the one in the north, and there's only one that you can peak on either Icona for the cheap one or Coast, which is the accessible one right now. Was that West Clocktown 2?
West Clocktown 2. Our second icy hint.
And what do we get there? We got the Deku and the Mirror Shield. So there you go.
Yes, Deku, Mirror.
Maybe, yeah, could potentially Mirror Shield. Well, yes, Mirror Shield, because we've seen the 2 non-required songs. So yeah, West Clocktown is done.
Yep. Neuro knows every song item is hard required. Neuro should have the knowledge now that, Bank is off the table, that Chimera's Mask on Cafe off the table.
Here's one of the importance here. Yeah, okay, that is important for Icona access. There you go.
Letter to Mama for Samp on Zora Cape Ledge without tree.
And so Samp is in a great position now to route in a trip to Icona Owl, should they choose to do so. Qu'est-ce que c'est? I cannot tell what that is.
Yeah. Neuro has an advantage of their own. They're using bombs to make it up north.
Mm-hmm. Which, I'm not sure about the north play right now. All you really get out of it, I mean, you can technically do Zoe Grotto if you really want to, if you really want to do the stupid side hop recoil flip. You peek Hugo and then you do Lens Cave, and that's basically it.
It's impressive tech if they land it. On day 1, they do have the option of talking to the Baby Goron to set up Elder Goron later. Maybe save a smidgen of time that way.
Yeah. Interesting. So I generally like to do Town Archery on night 3 to kill time, but again, I don't know what these runners' time of day routes are playing around, so surely there's a good reason for doing it now.
Yeah, I'm on your camp on that one, Vidya. One of my favorite ways to spend night 3 is double archeries.
Mm-hmm.
If the items tend to fall that way and I don't have something more interesting to do. They're slow checks, but slow checks don't feel as bad if you're using them to kill time.
Yeah, it looks like Woods of Mystery, Swamp Archery, Town Archery, Honey Darling. Don't know what else. Yeah, I really don't know what else.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's all the healing checks that are available, which at this point is really just Mikau and Kamaro.
Yeah, I was looking over at Samp. Did Neuro not go to Linskav?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a bottle. Oh. Okay, this is actually... Okay, so we're completely wrong here. You should have done Town Archery day 2, because now Samp is going to have a really easy, really convenient, I should say, route for Woods of Mystery here. Yeah, proving me wrote the hell wrong right away.
Wondering if they're gonna buy a red potion from Kotake instead of the trading post?
Yeah, I think time of day here, it's it was kind of weird. I don't know if they were like still, because the trading post was closed, but I think they were at 10 p.m. So I don't know. This is probably just
Yeah, they're at 10:45 now, so trading post would have been back open.
But I don't know. Perhaps they have rupees on the mind. Perhaps they just think it's not that much slower to go do this than to go back to West Clocktown.
Yeah, with the bean on Res Mix-Up had the bean, and a bottle. Doggy Racetrack Roof at Ranch is in Logic as well. So between that and Bremen, there's 2 checks in Logic in Ranch. Plus 5 hints.
Froggy.
Yeah, we still haven't seen that third IC.
Yeah. At this point, it's a decent likelihood that it's just in Ranch. Yeah, so Neuro is going to miss out on the letter to Mama, which is kind of crucial for Icona Logic, or Icona Access, rather. Not guaranteed to be required, though, but that's definitely at least the 1-star. Jury's still out on if the letter to Mama is 2-star or not.
Yeah, if Garo never shows up before Icona, then that would count as the 2-star item. Or a 2-star item. Yeah, Postman's got Gibdo today.
There's Magic.
Ooh. Magic and Mystery Woods.
Which you don't need the bottle for. You don't need the bottle for that. Doesn't really get you much right now. In Logic anyway. Like, you get Deku Bubbles, whatever.
Yeah, you already had a bow. But yeah, it is 2-star Magic. Good point in chat.
I don't think Bunny Hood and STT is not possible just because the hook was on Straw Roof, right? So you're gonna need Deku to logically get Hook, which means you logically need Bunny Hood before Hook. Sorry to crush your hopes and dreams there, Zoe.
Yeah, it can't be that far in.
Yeah.
Could be reasonably far. Maybe it's buried in Snowhead somewhere.
Yeah. Madge. I know, fanfic ruined. Dude, I love it when people write seed fanfiction. Ooh, the gamer recoil from Samp there. Don't worry, I noticed it. It's really hard to get the recoil when you're in front of the turtle, so the fact that they still got it is very impressive. Anyway, let's see what Cape Grotto is. And is Neuro going to do the Vidya Peak? That's right, I'm naming it after me. What you can do here, if you want to peek the underwater chest, and normally you might think, oh, you have to swim over to it and just look at the chest underwater and peek it, and then swim all the way back before you can play or do the cringe swim to Cape. No, you can just put on Deku, bounce towards it, and then you void, and you can soar away right away. Yeah, there's Goron. Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
well, we know
out of
there's
Logic.
Yeah, we know there's no reason to peek underwater chest today. That's our 2 IC and Zora K. Between that and the letter.
Bombs was in Deku Palace, so we're still quite deep out of Logic right now. Well, there's Fire Arrow.
Wow.
So that's in Logic.
Fire behind the bottle.
That is logical access to the north.
It is. Logical access to... Well, not to Elder Goron. We need the Goron for that. And we've got a ways to go to Goron.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking for a couple things. Samp making it at least day 3. I think they're planning on going to Ranch now.
I could see that. 2 checks in Logic, hints. Neuro cleaning up nicely, and he's Clocktown getting their captain's hat. I'd expect a graveyard trip in their future.
I'd have to imagine so. And with the Goron, it's going to be super, super quick to get there. But yeah, we might get some important information here.
Yeah, still 1 IC and 1 Foolish up for grabs. 1 always as well.
Okay, I have to call out being an idiot here. I apologize for being an idiot. We kept talking about like, oh yeah, graveyard, it's night 1, cycle 1, whatever, who cares, you don't have bomb bag. We got a hint right away for graveyard foolish except song. So actually no,
We
going to
did.
graveyard is
Yeah.
the correct play. Yeah, whoops. And there's castle except song, okay.
Yeah, still an advantage in routing it with hooking your Gibdo access, but yeah, bomb's not a reason to duel a graveyard today.
So
Usually
this
a
is,
good best practice, but yeah.
this is really important that those two, again, because we know here that both castle and graveyard are important songs. We can infer a little. Oh shit, Coast 3. Okay. We can infer a couple things here. Whatever the songs are,
right?
whatever the songs are behind castle and graveyard, we know that those songs are not going to lock important items, or at least it's not going to be directly responsible for anything important. Because if they were, we would instead get castle has one important item, graveyard has one important item. So
I'm not sure that's the case.
you know, it does not work like that.
I'm pretty sure it is possible to get a foolish accept song and then still have the song lead to something.
Interesting. So what's the distinction then? Well, I guess there would be. Yeah, what I'm saying is like, if that song specifically, oh, you can get it for specifically like a Wath, like something locks a 2-star. So what's the distinction there? How does the program, the randomizer program, differentiate then between? Is it strictly like it just picks some? This is like foolish, but yeah. What I'm saying is like, can we infer that the song is not going to lock anything that's 2-star?
Yeah. We actually cannot infer that from our perspective because the randomizer could totally choose foolish accept song for a 2-star song in that case.
Okay, so it does, my bad, it does not work that way.
Well, Lemons is done on Sam's side. Only gave a blue rupee, so that 3 IC for Great Big Coast does not include the Bremen Mask.
Yep. Which means, yeah, Egg Song we already know is going to be 2-star. And then, did we see Tingle yet or no?
I think we've seen every tingle.
Okay, so, but yeah, Lights is on Fisherman, so at worst it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a 1-star item, but I don't think it's like a huge priority to go get that.
Neuro making what I believe is our first observatory visit of the day.
Got a big boy on the dog roof. That's just another bow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 always hints, and we have all the foolish, all the ways of the hero. So
Song of Storms was actually was bow locked, I think, because he needed the bow to get to Tiger Palace.
Yep. At this point, just checking the last couple hints at Ranch here. What we're looking at now, late observatory is nice because you can route in the scrub incredibly efficiently.
Yeah, Samp does trade off the opportunity to visit Honey and Darling on day 3, though. Romani's Mask on sale at the Business Scrub in Termina Field.
Honestly, I don't hate that because one of the checks behind Romani Mask is wallet locked anyway, so it's like, yeah, whatever. I get both items for free at that point. But why are we calling him Larry? Where did this come from?
That's a good question. I don't know. Does anybody know in chat?
We just pick names.
Why is
now?
Larry Larry?
Okay, just pick a random name. You gotta have a reason. Okay, the heart piece, the coast ledge heart piece is called Clifford because it's on a cliff, right? You know, there's a reason. You can't just say, oh yeah, this is dingbat the heart piece on top of Pohut, or not Pohut, Swamp Hut. He gives a big Larry energy. All right, whatever that means.
How does one measure Larry energy? Like, what does small Larry energy look like?
I don't know. What do you think? What's how tall would a small Larry have to be? Give a height. Who are you calling short today? All right, if you're
Well, a
under
small Larry
5'5",
would be like I'm not sure, like one of the fish or the bugs? Because Deku Scrubs can't be all that tall.
True. Sorry to let you know, guys. If you're under 5'5", you have small Larry energy.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
The logic is infallible.
Koopal's mask. All right.
I think Neuro will be looking to turn that in another time.
Yeah. And yeah, we got a couple checks here. The Goron Grotto, which nothing. And again, they should just go in, get the song, get out for Graveyard. Guess we need a stick. Yep, smart to grab it here rather than go all the way up Graveyard for a Grotto that you know is foolish already.
Yep, probably saves time that way. Good use of the bubble here.
And the bubbles are quite nicely positioned to do some damage boosts across these fences, so you can skip calling Epona. Can we get some new hints? I feel like we've seen so many duplicates.
Samp going north here has fires but no bombs.
Yeah.
No Goron
nice
either.
thing. Yeah. The nice thing is you can still see what this scrub is selling as Deku, and then you can peek the bomb grotto or the bomb rock chest. And yeah, fire arrows were on the swamp rescuing Koume. What are we doing here? Oh. Needs the day 3 path. Alright, I'll tell you my setup here for the day 3 path is you go about like just right at the middle, and then you aim so that you're heading directly to the right of the lens cave rock. And then you go left, forward, and then this last jump that you might need a jump slash for. That's how I learned the day 3 path anyway.
The jump slash does let you skip that last little platform on the left side there.
Sometimes you don't need it, but it's safer to do the jump slash at the end. Okay. So not punished for coming into Lens Cave without a bomb. We'll see what the invisible chest has. Nothing. Alright, there's nothing up here.
Oh. All quiet in Lens Cave. Yep, chat, Beanman had the bombs. So out of logic, Beanman, and in the meantime we got LG on the Song of Storms tablet.
I think at this point it's like what Icona Grotto or Canyon Grotto at this point is looking to be that's one of the only things I think left in logic.
I think so. I don't know what else is left. I don't think we've seen Zoe Grotto.
No, but that's not in logic either. Not without a couple things. Canyon Grotto Edelon, right, you're right. You need a hook shot for that. I'm stupid.
I presume we peeked the 90 rupee Big Bomb bag purchase at the shop? Well, we know that can't be something. West Clocktown is, yeah, it's 2 ICs done.
So what's the logic here then? What are we looking? What's still in logic? Is Toilet
Macau,
Hand? No.
Macau and Camaro are in play.
Yeah, the
healing's on. Yep, healing's on Skull Kid Song, and we can get that.
Oh god, are we really? Oh, there's Zora. That is out of logic as hell. But yeah, it's
Zoran
looking like
Belgrado.
yeah. Oh, that's true. No Honey Darling either. Yeah. So it's either Honey Darling or we're looking at ye old potentially Kamaro actually like healing on Skull Kid, Kamaro locking the seed, which is a good meme. Very good meme.
Yeah, I experienced that in one of my Mystery Group stage races. It wasn't a practice stage race.
Mhm.
Healing for Camaro for the rest of the seed. In Mystery, no less.
Weird item. Yeah, they didn't check Coast Tingle, I guess. And then there's also Fish in Coast.
Yeah, Samp visited Coast before Town Archery, if I remember right.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
There's also Swamp Archery, which was skipped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at this point, that's kind of the deal is that Neuro needs to get that bottle and get the couple of things from the woods. Samp is trying to stay in logic here. Hopefully they don't tread too far out of logic with their next cycle. And I think both runners probably at this point will have Kamaro on their mind. And hopefully they have enough time. Neuro's going to be fine. Samp might need to get a little creative to kill time for Kamaro.
Yeah, chat. For our Coast 3, Fisherman, Light Arrows. We know Eggs is going to have an important song. The third one, we don't know. It could totally be, you know, Bunny Hood or Moon's Tear on Macau. It was not that Bremen in the Grotto, though. We did rule that out. Yeah, Bank 1 is a heart container. We have an IC2 West Clocktown for Deku and Mirror, and we know both of those are required. So the rest of West Clocktown, including Bank, is off the table.
And yeah, here's Mikau. I'm fully expecting this to be a or even a Bunny Hood at this point.
You know, I think as far as our perspective is concerned, on Restream, we are Ice Arrows from No Mode between our two runners.
Certainly seems that way. At this point, nothing really to go off of the important counts hint right now, so kind of world is wide open. Potential incoming bait here. It's a good point.
That's true, Katie Bin.
Yeah.
Yep, K Castle's still possible here. We get Lapfish too. Postman's hat.
Oh, good God. That guaranteed, if that locks an important, even if that locks a 2-star, well, I think, no, that could be 2-star, but because the post box are multi-location, that has to be 1-star for the item it would lock.
Correct. Funny thing is that there is no post box in West Clocktown. So post box is not ruled out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Lapfish is just a silver rupee.
And Eggs is vanilla. Getting a confirmation on that. So hopefully there's more bottles out there, because if not, this is going to be a little brutal.
Yes, just the one so far on Town Archery, no less.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I were in Sam's position, I probably would have made it night 1 right away. Just thinking about Kamaro, right? But, I mean, they do have a lot of stuff to do. It's just not a lot of it is in logic, right?
Right.
They still haven't done Palace / Woodfall. They haven't done Graveyard. But maybe they're just trying to stay in logic here, ask questions later.
Yeah, Evan Hint is part of the text hints package, or update NPC text in the randomizer. That's not enabled in Season 6. Of course, the
Yeah, I guess
question is, if you're in our runner's shoes, how closely do you hew to the hookshot logic?
you can't ignore it because, well, I don't know. Once you get to the point where you're like Ice Arrow no mode, you can kind of look past it, only because you know that Ice Arrow is gonna be behind, or like anything that Ice Arrow locks is gonna be hook locked anyway. Or wait, what am I saying here? Like, Ice Arrow could just be like anywhere, right? But in order for it to lock anything in the seed, hookshot has to come and play as well. So
Yes.
know that you're not gonna find, if you're looking for Ice Arrow specifically, it's just gonna be the end of the seed. Oh, there's the logical bomb bag. Okay, that'd do it, huh?
Yes, that's puts Goron into logic.
Okay, Goron's in logic now. Let's see Honey and Darling here. I think I'm kind of yapping with what I was trying to say about Ice Arrow. It's just, at this point, like, you can't skip any, you can't afford to skip anything, because Ice Arrow could just be anywhere.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, well, you know you don't have to worry about Shrine. Because if you can get the light arrows, well, you have ice. Or at least we don't have to worry about Shrine if our runners get their items in a different order.
That was a really, really nice bomb shoe bowling. That is not an easy minigame to do fast.
It is not. Good showings from Samp here. But no, nothing on Honey and Darling.
Yeah, how we gotta look at this chest, the Bomber's Hideout? I guess Neuro did look at this earlier.
Yeah, the Goron and Bombs being in logic does put Zora into logic on Zoe Grotto. So we could have Bunny Hood and Moon's Tear and Pirate's Fortress. Really awkward place to go right now with traditional eggs and 0 or 1 bottle to your name.
Yeah. Hear me out here. I am kind of the opinion that Pinnacle Rock, with Scoop Shuffle active, let's say it's a seed where it is the fairy and egg Scoop Shuffle, I argue in that setting, Pinnacle Rock is just straight up the worst region in the game. And I have been looking for any reason in any seed to justify going to Pinnacle Rock early, just to get it out of the way and be like, okay, it's an awful region, but it's in logic as soon as you get Zora, so like, let's just do it when we can. Thankfully, the bottle logic here. You never want to 3-trip Pinnacle Rock, but 2-trip Pinnacle Rock is not terrible. So I would argue going to Pinnacle Rock once just for the 1 bottle, and then hope that you find a second bottle and then do a second trip. It's not that bad. And then if you find a second bottle in Pinnacle Rock, it's even better, because then you're guaranteed 2-trip PF. So
yeah, Pinnacle Rock is really, really awkward. The only way I can justify going there in any way at all is to use it as Night 3-time kill on cycle 1. And
yeah,
there's a lot of competition in that category. Nothing on Evan here.
yeah, the cape play did not really work out. At this point, Neuro, I think, is about to get their logic, so they'll probably be chasing Zora stuff relatively soon, which I believe is kind of the next step in logic here. And then as soon as we get a Moon's Tear, no, excuse me, as soon as we get a Bunny Hood, then Deku becomes in logic, which at this point doesn't get you that much until you find Moon's Tear, and then it's like the whole game is wide open to you. That's another good point. We haven't seen Swap Archery yet, which is very surprising considering how early the bow was.
I'm just wondering if there's any easily accessible bottle beyond that on Town Archery. Fires are locked behind Kwome, which is locked behind the bottle.
And it's definitely I think you mentioned that respecting logic here has kind of put Samp in this weird situation where they're missing 2 transformation masks. But the counter to that, the only thing Samp really has in their back pocket right now is the fire arrow.
Yeah, the fire's in the bottle. Yep, Samp just going ahead and doing Deco Palace.
We do have
Yeah,
bombs for
technically,
it, so the damage was here.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder. Usually I've seen this with Goron. Ah, well done. Well done.
Yeah,
Goron is very
thankfully,
simple. Yeah.
the backflip timing for this is actually very similar to recoil flip timing. How I learned it anyway. That definitely helped me learn the damage boosts. There's a couple of different strats you can do to make Palace pretty quick.
Yeah, impressive display from Samp here.
Yeah, the big thing to keep in mind here, the longer, again, this is why we say, like, logic should be, you should pay attention to it, obviously, but there's definitely reasons to go out of logic for efficiency reasons, excuse me. And we're definitely seeing a little case of that right here, where the longer Samp goes without Goron Mask, the more time they're going to lose overall compared to Neuro, because just the traversal time is just going to add up so significantly without that Goron Mask.
That has been a beautiful West Side Deku Palace approach by Samp. I'm not sure any other runner in this tournament can do it as well.
Yeah, that's it's nice to do. The reason I don't like doing it in Season 6 settings is if the heart piece is important, then you kind of just wasted time going up there. Well, actually, no, not really. You can peek it. It's just... Actually, no. I'm yapping. That's actually... More people should be doing that. More people should be doing that. I'm thinking of the bingo strat where you do the hover up and then you just go straight, but your camera angle is all messed up. But no, that's completely different, and that's actually super valid to go for that.
We seeing an Ocean Spiderhouse chess play from Neuro here.
This feels a little inefficient, but all right, it's out of the way. So if this ends up being something good, then yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. It should be dead with the. I don't know, did Neuro check postbox? Because if they didn't, then they don't know that this is dead. But
I would say, yeah, this is most likely dead because that bomb in the postbox should be 1 star, therefore postbox is 1 star. Heck, maybe it's 2 stars, who knows? But
yeah,
either way, it's important.
yeah, it's just interesting because they have the knowledge that Coast, or wait, do they? Maybe not. Do they get the Coast hint? Was that in Ranch? Have they not gone Ranch, I guess? Maybe not. Maybe they don't have the information, but...
I don't think Neuro has gone Ranch.
They did route it in a Clocktown trip, which would have been a great time to check postbox, so I'm not really sure why they didn't, but... But yeah, we on the restream side have knowledge that this check is nothing. Unfortunately, running out of arrows.
Oh, that's an invert. They were thinking about an invert anyway.
Yeah, not really sure what they have planned.
And did they forget to grab extra arrows before they went in? Because there's, you can usually get 10 in the pot outside the room. Sometimes they gives you magic instead.
Yeah,
and
there's
then
an
there's
RNG
20
drop outside.
Yeah, and then there's 20 guaranteed arrows in pots to the left here. I think 50 shots nearly guarantees a solve if you do it efficiently.
But it's red, yellow, blue, red, or green.
Yeah, if you have trouble finding the final mask, that can eat up a lot of extra time.
There you go.
There we are. Yep, that's right, Zoe. Coast 3.
Hold on a sec.
Is what
Sorry.
I see. And I don't think we've seen the third Foolish.
Oh, what?
Well, I suppose the game considers that to be so deep in, it doesn't assign it an important star?
Well, you need Hook for it, I guess, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely bailed out by that.
It's... Yeah, it... Neuro showing us all a thing or two on Restream, I suppose. That will help them. You don't turn down an extra bottle in a traditional egg seed, foolish or non-foolish. And it even comes with a red potion as well. Pity they can't... Well, they could use it for Colmate, but not sure how efficient that would be.
Thing is, though, they are still... I mean, they have Goron, so Woods is not that bad. But they're going to have to intentionally route in going to day 2. And they have tons of Zora stuff to do, so... It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for them to go get fire arrows.
Yeah, chat is postulating that Hook might be bottle blocked, and by that, not sure, maybe it would be locked behind, you know, Poison Swamp Axis, or even locked behind the Egg Song.
And that is some pretty critical information that Samp definitely isn't going to get. And we'll see if Neuro is able to piece that together. They have not checked Postbox, and I don't believe they have Coasts 3. So they might actually write off... I mean, they might write off Postman's Hat entirely, depending on how they interpret the Coast hint. But yeah, I think that is a case of like special, delicious information that we can infer, again, sitting here in the Restream booth, not having to worry about the pressure of the race. But for them, I don't think I would not blame either of them for not figuring that one out.
Me neither. I have trouble keeping it all straight in the booth myself. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, from our perspective, it's a nice casino seed. From the runner's perspective, tough to tell what they're seeing. They're each missing something different. So that red bottle for Neuro should remind them of Kwame.
It's entirely possible that we never figure out the true logic of the seed. Like, let's say Neuro finds Ice Arrow, like they go PF and they just find Ice Arrow in a random spot because LOL rush density. We might not ever figure out where Moonsteer and Buddyhood are.
We might just have to look at the spoiler log afterward.
Yeah.
I know if I'm in the hot seat right now and if I find all my go mode items, I just go and I stop worrying about the logic.
Yeah, it might just be in Swamp Archery and we never go back for it. The other thing is, if Neuro does Town Archery on the hunt for Ice Arrow, they're going to be in a much better spot because they have the extra bottle right now. And if there's no other like big bottles available, that was amazing how somehow the Knuckle died while Samp was in the middle of taking damage. Happy 1 hour. Sorry, it's my job to do this as the restreamer, I guess. These are the people making it happen. Follow the Twitch of everyone here, or Zoe will come out of the mirror at 3 a.m. and kill you. Hard 1 bottle fairy eggs. We know it's not fairy eggs though. We had Samp check and it is vanilla eggs. But
Well, Zoe Grotto did give us Zora Cape today. Give us the Zora Mask today. So.
True. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe. I suppose. Yeah, Neuro going ahead, headed to the Icon Isle. Can't blame them one bit.
Yeah, Elder Goron Song for Moons is a distinct possibility there.
All the Elder Goron components are in Logic, so... Yeah, possible we have a dungeon or two to get through before we end up tracking down that Moon's Tear and Bunnyhood.
Mm-hmm.
Think it might have been late after all.
Okay, so Neuro finally getting that bomb bag there. Not that it really helps him out, other than figuring out some logic stuff. It's true, yeah, that's a really good bomb refill if you want it basically for free. I know it might be a little bit early for this, but because we're in no mode, I think it might be time to open up the bet.
I would agree. Time for a nice Heroes bet, everyone.
Yeah, because at this point, we haven't seen a donjon yet. We've still got plenty of songs to do, so the world is wide open. There's so many options for the bet. So let's get some real rollers here. Let's get some real rollers here. You've got 4 dungeons available potentially. Well, no, 3.5, I guess. 3 3/4. But you know, you got Shrine potentially.
I'm not sure it can be Shrine actually, because ice is on, or well, lights are on Fisherman again.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no Shrine. Nobody bet Shrine.
We can eliminate that at least. And upper icon, of course, taken out by Ice Arrow Logic. Rest of the seed, fair game.
What is a premium bet? What? What is... Why is... Hello? I'm sorry. I have the bet dashboard open here.
I've never heard of a premium bet.
Yeah, that was no, that was, I believe it was good old Kaisenat, the stone mask on the cliff there. All right, there's Goron for Samp, so they will definitely, with the fire arrow, they're definitely going north, like right away.
And that will lead them to Zoe Grotto. Easy pickup of Goron and bombs.
Oh, is this
Yeah,
just
Neuro?
Moon's Tear right here?
Yeah, Neuro's got a lot to do.
Nope.
Not easy to remember and prioritize Kwame in this situation.
Yeah, that's very true. The fire arrow might elude Neuro for a very long time. There's not really anything pointing towards it, so we'll have to see. This is what I was talking about. Is like they intentionally have to set it to day 2 and make a play for Woods. Objection! There's Bunnyhood, so Deku is finally in Logic. Yeah, that's some of the logic. It's not all of it, because we're still looking for the Moon's Tear to put the hook shot into Logic. But
Yeah, Moon's Tear
everything
could be,
aside, yeah.
Yeah, could be Deku Playground, could be in Woodfall Temple eventually if Sonata turns up. I think we're getting an Elder Goron play from Samp here, so we'll find out pretty soon.
Yeah. But yeah, keep in mind here, hookshot locked, letter to Mama. So Icona Access is also, I mean, not that it really matters, like hookshot locks that as well, but that's the only other thing that's kind of out of logic, I think. I don't think there's anything else strictly hookshot locked, and because we have Goron Mask, we are fine to make it through Pyro's Fortress logically. There's just a couple of chests that aren't going to be in logic here. So Egg Song is not going to lock hookshot, but I'm going to close the bet when Neuro is done with their first trip to PF. So get your bets in now. Betting is open. Y'all better not be counting cards here. Y'all better not be seed counting. Spec going for probably one of the worst things left for a nice arrow spot.
I think that's actually not possible, Spec. Sorry.
Is it locked by it? Yeah, it is. It is locked by Ice Arrow.
Hey, we're all pretty new to the check.
Frog Champ. All right, here's okay. I'm coming up right now with a dumbass way of card counting equivalent in MMR. What you do is you roll 10,000 seeds, and you do an average of like what is the most likely spot for X item and so on and so forth, and you have this system that you figure out, and then you take the actual seeds that are rolled for S6, and you say, okay, well, if ice arrows are here, it'll put us closer to this average that I've worked out. So it's most likely to be here, and that is your card counting. So the count is up when you get ice arrow in a bad spot. You know, you +1, etc., etc. Anybody who's played blackjack knows what I'm on about here. Computer would catch on fire. Bro, my iPhone 14, it can roll 3,000 seeds per hour. Don't you worry.
That's pretty fast.
So yeah, there's Lullaby on Elder, as Fox point out, that it is hard locked by a bottle because both the bottle way to do it and the non-bottle way to do it are locked by bottle. Because for the bottle way, you need a bottle, and for the non-bottle way, you need a bottle to get fire arrows. Did you guys follow that? Did that make sense to all of y'all? The bottle way needs a bottle.
I must admit I didn't even try.
It's okay. I've never tried in my life.
Take one down, pass it around. 98 bottles in the MMR item pool. No more on Neuro's trip to Interior, though.
Yeah, that's a good point from Spec, is that if Neuro goes for a hard bottle push here, then it's at the point where one bottle eggs might come back to bite them, strictly because there could just be bottles in this progression dungeon that Samp is pushing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna close the bet here. So yeah, if there's more bottles, then Samp will actually be in a better position to get. We know Samp's never getting the bottle in Ocean Spider House, but that might not matter. That might not end up mattering, and it does look like Neuro is pushing pretty hard here for the Egg Song. And can you really blame them with the Coast 3? Like, it's potentially at this point, the bomb bag has to be 2-star, right? Like, I mean, it's likely 2-star. So the song,
yeah, likely 2-star.
Yeah.
I mean, Snowhead Temple fully in logic here for Samp. This is the very clear play going forward, for sure.
So what then? The Egg Song is gonna be 1-star carrot, right? Which means it's 2-star, but it's not actually locking anything. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's important, but well, I mean, technically required. You needed to beat the seed, but it's not locking anything. So that's
okay. Hold on.
Yeah,
It could, but it's not guaranteed.
Something like that. Yes.
Yeah. Because I think that's all you can infer about the Egg Song. If Coast were 1 important, then that that song would have to lock ice arrows, or I guess maybe could it lock Moonsteer? I don't know, maybe. But you know what I mean. Yeah, it can be 2-star, but minimum it's going to be Star Carrot. We can't make any assumptions. It's not guaranteed to be 2-star is the point I'm trying to make. Listen, one bottle eggs is a choice, but sometimes it's a choice you have to make.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
The Neuro does have Town Archery left. Nobody's done Swamp Archery.
Yeah. Big chest here. It's just Chapel Run.
Huh. Great Fairy Mask could be handy if ice is on that snow room bubble.
Yeah, so Spec brings up an important point in that if there is another Bomb Bag or Blast Mass somewhere like Swamp Archery, then that completely recontextualizes the egg song, because then it pretty much has to be it has to be 2-star, right? Or no, there's still Light Arrow, so forget it.
Yep, Light Arrows counts toward IC. Whatever the egg song is, it will count toward the IC.
Yeah, so again, there's zero guarantee that the egg song is going to be 2-star.
Yeah, Light Arrows will always be 2 stars.
Yeah.
In this case.
Wait, no, is that how it works, Zoe?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, Zoe's right. Yeah, Zoe is. That's a good reminder from Zoe. They are part of an always hint, so
They're not part of importance count? Okay.
they're included in the importance count, but they cannot qualify the region for an importance count hint on their own. There is another 2-star item in Great Big Coast, and it is either the Postman's Hat or the song.
I see. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying still stands then, that the egg song is not guaranteed. But if we find a Blast Mask or a Bomb Bag somewhere accessible, then that immediately changes the egg song to be that means you rush the egg song dungeon right away, right?
Right. Where was the other bomb back again?
Oh, there's another bottle. The other bomb bag was in Deku Palace. Bro, Okay, so there is a trick you can do here to damage boost up to this icicle.
Yes, we're going to see something from Samp here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tough one to nail.
Yeah, this is extremely finicky. I saw, actually, Neuro was practicing this one before the race started.
Yeah, I use a setup involving, side hops from that corner where the 2 walls meet. And I practice it a lot, and I cannot do it consistently. I can get it
Yeah, it
rarely.
is very finicky.
Yeah, the advantage of this one is you do have multiple attempts to get it. Whereas if you're using the icicle up there to damage boost you onto it, it's an icicle that only falls once per visit to the room, so you'd have to exit and re-enter. And yeah, Samp would have to exit and re-enter, breaking the icicle there.
You want this bottle, though. Like, it's going to save you so much time.
Going from 1 to 2 in a traditional egg seed, I think it's worth a couple tries at this.
Yeah, it's 1 less trip to PF and 2 less trips to other way around. 1 less trip to Pinnacle Rock and 2 less trips to Pirate's Fortress.
And Samp gets it too.
There you go. Very nice.
Well done. That was not easy.
Even with the couple tries it took to get on the stalagmite, definitely saving time getting that bottle.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what we're talking about, because immediately now Samp is saving time over Neuro for the eggs hunt. And they're doing progression while they're at it, so it's just kind of a win-win.
Even did a bomb recoil from atop the icicle too. I just side hop.
Yeah, I think the side hop can be a little bit unsafe, so oh, powder keg. Okay, so Keg Castle is no longer a potential concern. If we need to do it, we have the keg. Also, yeah, good point. We have another thing that we have, just like restreamer privilege here. We know that Chapel is locked by hook, therefore that bottle is 0 star.
Oh. Looks like Samp missed the bomb throw to break the snowball there. But voiding out here, very easy.
I've been screaming this since the day I started MMR. Tunnel Jump 1 is harder than Tunnel Jump 2. I will die on that hill. Good roll recoil though to get it.
Yes, another bit of superb showmanship from Samp here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to steal that one. Yeah, so like I said, two bottle eggs versus 1 bottle eggs is a difference of 2 extra trips to PF and 1 extra trip to Pinnacle Rock. So absolutely, you save a boatload of time. Just the difference between 1 bottle and 2 bottle is so much more than 2 bottle to 3 bottle. Because
I mean,
even if you get 3,
yeah, that's bordering on like 10 minutes, right?
yeah, almost. Because at this point, like 2 bottle versus 3 bottle is just -1 trip to Pinnacle Rock, which is arguably faster than PF anyway. So again, if you see a bottle, I don't know, if I'm in a position where I have 2 bottles going into Snowhead, I don't know if I spend that much time going for that 3rd bottle. Now, obviously, you know, you could argue, oh, what if you find a 4th bottle and then you save yourself an extra PF trip as well? But I don't know. At the end of the day, the difference between 1 and 2 bottles versus 2 and 3 bottles is significant. All right. Is Zoe gonna be spitting or yapping here? I'll hear you out. Never mind. Can't blue ball me like that. Oh boy. But yeah, definitely the cringe bubble boost, as we're calling it, is definitely a time save here.
Yeah, one of the practices I played had Great Fairy's Mask on Swamp Spider House. And that was a case where knowing it would have paid off handsomely.
It's definitely something I'm going to have to practice going forward. What was that? I missed the song there.
Oath to Order.
Okay.
So we're just missing Sonata and New Wave now. So we could be getting New Wave on X.
Snowhead Great Fairy is our 7th always.
Let's see. If I'm counting correctly, I believe that's all of them. We got all 4 Great Fairies, Boat Archery, Fisherman Game, Butler, and Ocean Spider House Day 1 reward.
Oh, did we get Ocean Spider House? I missed that.
We did. It had Chateau Romani.
Okay, so that's all our hints then.
I don't believe it was a bottle of Chateau Romani, but the hint was barely on screen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me too much, though, because bottles have been hard to come by.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. If it is a bottle there, then that's 2 bottles that are in Ocean Spider House, which I still don't think is worth for how long Ocean Spider House takes, but, you know. Both Snowhead Great Fairy hints were in springtime. That's funny. That's a good meme.
Wow.
For those joining us from the raid, we are currently having an out of logic hookshot. We need Moonsteer to put hookshot into logic. But other than that, we pretty much just need ice arrows and we'll have all the knowledge we need to beat the seed. got a light arrow on Fisherman Game, which is a little mean, but not the end of the world. It might just mean we have to do Keg Castle, but other than that, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, Neuro jumped out to an early lead, but has committed to 1 bottle eggs. Meanwhile, Samp was able to root out fire arrows on Kwame behind a bottle, which have been hard to find this seed. One on Town Archery and one on the Snow Room Bubble in Snow Temple.
Yeah, and then we have one out of Logic as well, which is the one Neuro got on Ocean Spider Chest. But at this point, the fire arrow is definitely paying off for Samp, who was able to route that in fairly early on. Whereas we don't know if Neuro's really going to go for that, because at this point they have their bottle, they can get Goron Elder. They are getting guaranteed a dungeon song in Logic Dungeon, at least, on eggs here. So, yeah, who knows when Neuro goes back for the fire arrows. Even if they don't have magic, GBT, there's still checks available.
Yes, that is true. Neuro also missing magic. We
Yeah.
don't see it on our main ZSR tracker here, but on Neuro's screen, lack of a bar, very visible.
Dang, two Gildan Pinnacle Rock? Why don't I get these seeds, man?
Is either one a
Season-
bottle, though?
It could be. I'm telling you, Season 6 James is Pinnacle Rock James. And it has not paid out yet. Nope, just another Boge.
Yes, that was bow locked. So, I'm not getting your first bow that way.
Yeah, another thing with magic here is the fact that Neuro has to do the friggin' Zora fins here on the eels. The tech here is that the game actually places an invisible wall right in front of the entrance to the holes here. So what you can do to speed things up, because normally you have to wait for the Zora rangs to go all the way around. And you can get a double hit on the eels if you do like a very specific angle. But usually what I will try to do is angle the fins towards the wall so that they clank. And if you're really good, you can time it so on the second hit of the eel, the clank happens before the fins hit the eel, and then it'll just it'll recoil right away, and then you aren't in that weird like camera angle locked after you've killed the eel and you have to do the awkward sidestep. So it's a little tricky to get the angle, but if you can get consistent at it, you definitely save time doing magicless eels.
It is satisfying when the rangs manage to double hit the eels like that. Another place for a similar bit of tech is if you're doing the like in Cape without magic or a bow, you can bounce your fins off the sea floor and get them back quicker that way.
Yeah, exactly. You angle it downwards. I think both runners did 2 rupees, and I think if you're gonna go for the 2 rupees on the platforms itself, I think it's just worth it to just go for the game itself, as opposed to doing the mask spam. Because a little bit of knowledge here. The mask spam is not that much fast. It's not as fast as you might think, relative to just doing the game normally.
That's true. It does take a fair bit of time. It is a neat bit of trivia.
Oh, did Neuro cheat? Did the half cheat on day 3? Okay, never mind. But what I like to do, because depending on this is kind of controller dependent, but what I like to do is I will intentionally put the transformation mask, usually Deku, on a C button, because on a GameCube controller, mashing X and Y is much easier than mashing the D-pad. And if you get good mashes, you can do 9 transformations, and you are basically guaranteed to have all of them fall off the platform. And then you just kind of go and get them. You don't even have to like look. But you kind of have to know that you've got like good transformation cancels. Otherwise, you might have to be pulling Ocarina or something like that.
I have an easier time with the transformation cancels than I do the Ocarina spam on the D-pad as well. It's just that the transformations cancels make the screen flash more often.
It is.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I've tended to lead toward the Ocarina cancel as almost a courtesy sort of thing for viewers, even
Yeah,
if
I
it is a
totally get it.
smidgen slower.
I'm telling you, dude, in Scrubs and S5, when you started with a Deku Mask, I was a instant Deku Playground doer every single time.
Oh yeah, yeah, because I mean maybe I didn't do it instantly, but if you're doing Old Lady, then it's a very natural follow-up. But yeah, did you do it instantly?
Yeah, basically my route would be go get the stray fairy, go north, check Tingle, check the 2 stray fairy checks, go do Playground.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I feel like Scrubs popularized the a meta shift toward grabbing that fairy at the start of the seed,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't feel was quite as common in the season 4 days, but it's
Right.
something I've noticed a lot more often in current MMR racing.
I'm gonna say at this point, Samp has a small lead, only because at this point they're 2-trip PFing, they're 2-trip Pinnacle rocking. Neuro is still on eggs themselves, and they need to go to woods, and they need to do Snowhead. And Samp is definitely going to be done with eggs by the time Neuro gets through all that. If they even decide to go for Woods of Mystery in the first place, which at this point their time of day is almost good for it, so probably a good thing to do. The problem is they're going to get a dungeon song here, be it Sonata or New Wave. Either way, it's going to lead them towards progression, so who knows if they'll do Woods of Mystery.
Yeah, the lack of magic for Neuro oddly fortunate here because it will force
Yeah.
them back to Wisdom Mystery a bit sooner than otherwise.
Yeah, and especially also because you're locked out of the Koome reward after you clear Woodfall, it might just force them to, if they're being efficient, or not efficient, but responsible, they'll go do that before they clear Woodfall. So this egg song could actually have a significant bearing here on if Neuro gets fire arrows or not. I don't know. Some runners would just skip Koome. I believe some runners would skip it.
It's been a dry enough seed. There's not a huge amount of checks left, but it gets harder and harder to skip single checks like that. I would think. But you never know.
Yeah.
Everyone behaves a little differently when the heat is on.
Yeah, and it can differ between quals and 1v1s as well. Whereas in quals, you might be a little bit safer, but in 1v1s, I think it's okay to make some of those risky plays, especially if you think you're behind. At this point, though, I don't know if either player has a sense of them being ahead or behind at this point. It is Nova, so we'll see. We'll see if that forces a GBT play right now. This could work out in Neuro's favor. Yeah, it's looking like a GBT play. I mean, it's very possible to see ice arrows in here. Oh yeah, people are saying Rip Keg Castle.
That is true.
You never know, guys. It could be, hold on. Ice Arrow could be in Shrine, right? If Ice Arrow is in Shrine, then Keg Castle's back on the table.
No, I think Ice locks Fisherman's Game. You're expected to have Ice to logically beat GBT.
I'm stupid. Yeah. Shut up, Zoe. Leave me alone. I'm just an idiot. This will be Icona access for Neuro, which I forgot they haven't gotten yet.
The tracker shows them having Gibdo.
Is Sarah? Is that Australian Siri? Is that the joke there? I don't know.
Oh, this is a regrab for Madame Roma and Bar.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
nice.
yeah, they have Gibdo already. Yeah. Oh, nar. Cleo.
I still haven't seen a wallet to put that Ramadi's Mask into play. Something of a relief for our runners.
Yeah, we don't really... honestly, that wasn't on my mind at all.
It wasn't on my mind either until the possibility of Madame Ruin Bar came up.
Oh, that explains... Okay, yeah, they're running in Toilet Hand here.
Oh, Toilet Hand. Good catch. It's not often that at 132 you only have a single piece of paper in the whole seed, but that is the case today.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Toilet Hand is... Yeah, that's been in Logic for a while. Well, no, it hasn't been in Logic. Behind Hook.
Yeah. No. Sarian. Dude, if the toilet accepted the book, it's many pages instead of one. Be honest with me, guys. Do you really only wipe one time? Come on. Come on. Don't hit me with that I have a bidet shit. I mean, you know what I mean. You know what the question is asking here.
Stockpot Inn definitely does not have a bidet.
Dude, it's a hole in the ground. Like, you take what you can get.
Yeah, Termina doesn't have an Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Are they the? Would that be the Government Bureau of Choice here?
I'm telling you, if I'm begging for toilet paper and someone hands me a single sheet, I'm gonna be upset. Give me the damn book. Dude, that was a really cool peek that Samp did. There's a couple of different, like, really fast peeks for sewers here, but that's one I haven't seen before.
That's one that let you see both the shallow and the deep chest, right? I wasn't looking at Samp's screen
exactly.
at the time, and I
Yeah,
regret
you can
that.
see through the walls, yeah.
I think I saw Nasho do it once in a stream as well. Something I have to learn. By the way, this is our second piece of paper. Swamp Title Deed.
Yeah, I think I thought it was a bean, but yeah, that's that'll be interesting to see if it leads to anything, because I don't think Neuro grabbed it. Anyway, here's GBT. We won't be able to complete it, but I still think in Neuro's position, not knowing that fire arrows are in Woods of Mystery, I think this is probably your best play at this point.
Yeah, it's also still unclear if Postman's Hat is a 2-star item. I think it might be, but I don't know.
Right.
And if it's not, then again, I think New Wave would be 2 stars if only for Fisherman's Game.
That's true. That's a good point. So yeah, we can't really infer anything about... Yeah, we kind of just overlooked that, didn't we?
I think we did, yes, in that whole conversation a while back.
Yeah, but figuring it out now, so if Ice Arrows can still be in GBT, but if it is, it's just a very lucky coincidence. Or even Moon's Tear, I guess, at this point.
No, missing the jump up to the red valve door.
I've been messing that up recently, the bonk strat. I don't know. I have no idea why. Like, suddenly it became... Like, I fail it at least once every single time now. I'm like, what happened? Like, it's not that hard. Dude, Zoe hacked
Something happened. Yeah, did something happen camera-wise? Because I know with the improved camera setting, you don't reverse directions on the stick anymore when you're near the top of your jump.
No, I've been playing on vanilla camera since the day I started playing MM, and I'll die on vanilla camera.
In that case, yeah, I figured you were playing vanilla camera, so I'm not sure what would happen there.
Yeah, I think it's generally preferred mostly by like the vanilla speedrunners. Like, I wouldn't be surprised that Samp is using it as well.
Yeah, those who have gotten acquainted with it and have been using it forever.
Yeah,
Can't
they
learn
have the
one
muscle
lick
memory.
thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Season 6 does add a few extra partial stray fairies to the dungeon check pulls. Many of the ones in GPT, though, that got added were ice arrows locked.
Thank you.
Let's see how Neuro handles Wart. Everybody's eyes are on Neuro. Okay, going for the bombs. Safe, reasonably effective. Now maybe trying a quick kill.
Ooh, just raw dogs it. Nice.
Well done. Yeah, good point from chat. Nice to use a bomb first and then finish Wart while he's still up in the sky. Because Neuro still lacks magic. Even if Neuro found the ice here, wouldn't be able to apply them.
Yeah, there was powder keg and Snowhead. Anything good in GBT? Not yet, but we're missing a couple things.
Alright, is Neuro going back to check Dexahand Pod, perhaps? Yeah, without the magic, Neuro has to either slip past these Dexahands or, fall down, manually target them with the fins.
Yeah, this is not free.
Certainly not. It's not often that it comes up, but it's really tricky when it does. Those are the worst things for runners. The stuff you can't practice that you have to consciously practice, or intentionally practice because it doesn't come up very often when you're just running Zeds.
Yeah, this is what I usually do. I just take it slow, use the fins, miss once or twice, and then you're good.
Yeah, that should have enough room to squeeze through now. There we are.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you have the knowledge that day 2 woods is good, then yeah, it's something to do. But again, in Neuro's position, it's kind of out of the way, as opposed to a progression dungeon that you can do. You're one item from go mode, or two items from go mode at this point. Like, you can't blame Neuro for deciding to go here instead of Woods of Mystery. And actually, funnily enough, that you call out day 2 woods here. Day 2 Woods Grotto didn't have anything, so you just need to go to Woods in general to get the items that you need.
But just Neuro's luck, they are on day 2.
Yep, and nothing else in GBT. But again, as we were saying before, I think Samp is kind of in the lead here because they're almost done with eggs, and they have a progression dungeon cleared over Samp. Yeah, the thing is, at this point, like, Neuro doesn't have a lot of dense regions left that are in logic, so I think Woods is probably one of their better plays now, but GBT was definitely the play when they got Nova.
Yeah, it was a reasonable play. GPT has a fair few checks in it. And there's a decent chance Samp gets baited into the GPT tip as well.
Yeah, I think so. Samp is probably going to go here. They will have magic, so it might be a little bit easier, but yeah, it's definitely going to be diminishing returns. They can, if they want, flip the water level, though. I believe those 2 checks are in logic even without ice arrows. So, or is it fire?
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's not ice arrow. It's fire arrow. Never mind.
It's fire. Yeah, it turns out that you need ice to reverse the direction of the water in the first place to logically get down there.
Yeah.
So that's where the ice logic comes in. Yeah, I remember rooting that out early in season 6. It came up. Just what is the logic for those chests and untangling the various entries of the MMR logic editor takes a bit of digging. A lot of layers to that thing. Well, now Neuro's going to get their second bottle.
No, Neuro has not done Woods of Mystery just because bottles were kind of in a weird spot, and it's one of those seeds where if you don't do Woods of Mystery right away, it's just like there's almost never a good time to go do it because of the bottle positions.
Yeah, and Woods of Mystery is the opposite of that today. It has magic and fires.
But not on the grotto. One of the fire arrows is strictly locked by a bottle. Yeah, that's also true. The bottle, the in-logic bottle is right here, and this is after Neuro's already done eggs. I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be annoyed because he's already done eggs with one bottle.
Yeah, that's the great dilemma of one bottle eggs. It is logically possible that you absolutely have to do it, but if you commit and then leave a bottle behind, it can really sting in a competitive situation. Speaking of eggs, Samp done.
Not happy at all.
Yeah, Goron treasure chest game also in logic here, and I don't think we've seen it on either end.
No. Samp did it earlier.
Oh, okay. Did Sam do it? Oh.
Yeah, it was nothing. I'm trying to think what else is available at this point. There's Lulu Picture. We didn't see Neuro do it. And I guess Stage Lights as well, which Neuro couldn't have done. So maybe we'll see both of those on Samp's side. And then there's also Swamp Photo. That pictograph is that pictobox is another reason why Neuro should go back to Woods sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, we did get a Lulu photo pickup from Neuro, which wasn't anything, just a piece of art. I don't think there was a Tingle photo pickup though. So more stuff in Swamp. Swamp Archery, Woods of Mystery, now Tingle photo. If you're rooting for Neuro here, that's the kind of pull you want the seed to be exerting right now.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they're gonna go for lensless climb before they go to Woods? Hopefully not. Also, my bad. Neuro did do Lulu photo. I called that incorrectly. But yes, Stage Lights here. This will be interesting. Oh yeah, couples mask. Did we see this? No? Yes? No? Yes?
I figured somebody picked it up at some point.
Yeah.
See, I've got a tracker of my own here. It has a little couples match check mark on it, but I can't remember if Sam checked it. Guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Mountain Deed in and Lens on the other side.
And that was our first couples mask check of the stream, wasn't it? And couples mask was on. What was couples mask on? Does anybody remember, chat? Was it Lepish or?
It was a grotto, I think. I don't remember. And yeah, as a reminder, hookshot is still not in logic. We are still looking for Moonsteer.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Iconic Pillar. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lens does put Shiro and Armani into play. Except Neuro doesn't have magic, so still can't use the lens.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they're grabbing a red potion, so this is probably Woods.
Alright, yeah, Wood set up for Neuro. Good news for them. Meanwhile, Samp picked up Mountain Title Deed on Stage Lights, turning it in, but only gets a red rupee.
Now here's the thing. There is a way that Neuro can pull back ahead here. Never mind. I was going to say, there's very little reason for Samp to go back to Woods, and if Tingle Photo ends up being Ice Arrows, then that could be like the saving grace Neuro needs here. But no, Samp immediately contradicting what I was going to say and is going to get both Swamp Archery and Tingle Photo here. So never mind. This is not a saving grace for Neuro.
Well, to be fair, Samp is doesn't have a huge pile of checks to do either.
Yeah, I mean, he's got out of logic GBT, but yeah.
Yeah, GBT is out of logic. Yeah.
But you kind of don't
STT
care, right? You don't care about Moonsteer at this point, really. Like, you just kind of go
Not
where,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, I seriously do care about though. And oh, Swamp Archery sync.
Ooh,
Our runners
Swamp
here.
Archery. Not only that, Spec, not only that, but we have a semi-synced Swamp Archery with 1 hour 48 minutes on the timer with a Spear Zero bow in Grass Grotto.
Yeah, Samp walked right by this on night 1 without doing it. Had the opportunity, elected to pursue other stuff instead.
Yeah.
On cycle 1. Just now getting back to it.
Yeah, this is definitely something available right away. But yeah, I think Samp's routing demanded Clocktown checks during night 1, so I just kind of walked past it, but we'll see if it mattered. Did not matter.
Oh, piece of heart. Another check bites the dust, but we still have Tingle picked up.
Mm-hmm. Which again, luckily Samp will not be orphaning here. This could have been, again, if this was Ice Arrow, this could have bitten Samp, but thankfully they are being responsible. So I think we're getting in real time. Samp definitely left Swamp Archery before, and then Neuro basically caught up with them because they elected to soar as opposed to roll towards Swamp Hut. Just in real time evidence, timing evidence right there that rolling is faster. Or soaring is faster, excuse me.
Soaring is faster more than you might expect, I find.
It's an interesting thing because speedrunners have definitely timed this stuff out, but they have timed it based on vanilla soaring, which is longer than rando soaring.
Right, because MMR trims the cutscene some.
So, for example, if you open, let's say you open Night 3 in chest, and then you want to go back to like West Clocktown or whatever, in rando it is faster to soar back to Clocktown than to walk there, but in vanilla it would be faster to walk. Yeah, unfortunately they're locking themselves out of range, but at this point I think they're just saying, okay, well this is super dense, so like, whatever, let's just go do it. But
yes,
not the end of the world, they do have the keg, so...
Yeah, Samp already visited Ranch this seed, so that doesn't help.
Wait, what am I saying? No. No. The cows aren't available on day 3.
Yeah, the cows were... Yeah, they'd have to cycle for the cows anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, chat. I don't think there's anything that magic gives Samp here without the ice arrows. Fires are only needed in pretty much the last room of Great Bay Temple.
No, the cows are not available for Neuro here because they don't have keg.
Yeah, Nero's got to track down that keg in Snowhead Temple before they can get those cows.
I think what else, yeah. I really think Samp is gonna do Swamp D trade in and then probably go straight for the cows. It's like, what else is there? Not a whole lot. Yeah, this is kind of banking on getting ice arrows this cycle, which is a bit of a gamble, but like, you might as well. It takes only a couple extra seconds.
And I think there's more checks.
Though.
Yeah, the checks in Great Bay Temple outnumber the checks on the cows. If you're playing by the numbers, it's a reasonable play. You know, same reasoning Neuro used, I'm sure.
There's finally fire arrows for Neuro.
Yeah, so Neuro also has that lens in case Shiro or Darmani have our eyes.
What's left in logic by our count, it's ranch cows and swamp title lead trade in.
Yes. Darmani and Shiro are available now.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah. We have not had a wallet turn up. And I think that's it.
Not, it's the race is definitely not over yet. There's still a chance that, like, if ice arrows are here, then Neuro can just go mode Snowhead, and then they can just beeline straight to the end. So again, it's definitely not over. However, Samp is very quickly running out of things to do, so they're gonna find, logical hookshot eventually, and probably ice arrow at the same time, maybe soon after, right? So time is running out for Neuro to, get a leg up here because he's definitely behind on progression at this point.
Yeah, chat, the lens was on Mayor, and the couple's mask was on the Icona, Road to Icona pillar.
So the cape just had Letter to Mama and Goron mask. Letter to Mama giving you,
Yeah, I also don't think we've had a Madame Roma and bar play either.
No, we haven't. I mean, why would you? Yeah. I wonder if we'll see Samp's save scum for Toilet Hand. Because I'd have to imagine after this, it's pretty smart to go get Letter to Mama again, and then you're basically right there. Although running out of time for Romani Mask, so maybe not.
Yeah, bar's closed for Samp unless you somehow were to find a wallet and use it to get the Romani's mask.
Yeah.
But that's a real mess there. Romani healing didn't have anything. Oh, did Neuro not do Darmani?
He did. It was a red rupee. Yeah, not really sure why they grabbed hot spring water when they have fire arrows, but alright, probably just muscle memory.
Samp's done with their GBT dip. Is this keg trial? Have we seen keg trial?
I think Samp peaked it earlier.
Oh, this must be Swamp Title Deed then.
Yep.
That's
Alright.
not it.
Ranch cows, baby. Samp
Samp
might be a
hesitating
little.
a bit.
Yeah. They get. I don't see couples mass marked on their tracker, so maybe they skipped over Road to Icona Pillar.
Could be. They were a little hesitant to pick up Hookshot at the beginning.
No, that was Neuro. Samp did Pillar? Okay, so they have couples mask. Just needs to do it, but
Is this a Keg Castle play?
this is Keg Castle. Not really sure why. Probably needs to think about this. Okay, I think I see potential reason for doing this because at this point they're like they seem to be hesitant on the soaring screen, which means they are killing time for toilet hand. Okay, I was thinking that my thinking was more they were like just trying to like use this time to think about more stuff that they might have forgotten. Yeah, so the wait was definitely just like, what can I do to kill time for toilet hand? And again, this is not a bad thing to do because, I mean, you know that you don't have to do this, but you might as well if you're trying to kill time. That's not that long with GFS anyway.
That's true, and you already have the Keg. And Samp will have to go re-grab Left Mama for extra paper, if I remember right.
This is interesting. So I usually see people throw the keg over the fence, but here you can do a damage boost to get here and then shoot the keg and fall down right away, which definitely saves time.
Yeah. More good thinking from Samp here.
Yep. Yeah, climbing Stone Tower would have been a good option as well. I do not have paper for Toilet Hand though, so I guess they're gonna go back and grab Letter to Mama.
I think they would have to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else is left. I don't think we've seen Ocean Tidal Day turn up.
We know this is Sonata, right? But it's not gonna lock Isera, nor is it gonna lock Moonsteer. Not that again, we do not care about Moonsteer at this point. It's just for logical satisfaction. Yeah.
Good work for Samp. That is Sonata.
Yep.
And that's going to be a Song of Time. No Toilet Hand. Oh. No, Samp canceling that.
You can't soar in the castle room. Definitely spending some time thinking. Also, we haven't seen Shiro, guys, so...
So true.
Thinking here.
Yeah, Trading Post is closed. Potion Shop should still be open.
Yeah, but
Yes,
Samp doesn't have
cycle.
lens, so...
That's true.
I think Samp was just trying to remember where Letter to Mama was. Yeah, so if I am Samp, after you do this, you reset, you make it night 1, you check Mayor, and then you immediately you either check Shiro or you go Ranch.
Yeah, I haven't. I need to keep an eye out on Sam's pause menu. Does he have, or do they have couples? Can't remember if they picked it up or not. Their stream tracker doesn't have it.
Yeah. I might have gotten clickbaited by chat there. So if it ends up being Shiro and they forgot to do a Pillar, that could bite them. But that's 1 check versus 3 in the ranch.
Well, Spec, you missed a restream race earlier this week, which did have Andrew and Cafe required. I don't know if you missed it or not. Maybe you did tune in.
So then it's a question, if they did get it and they didn't mark it, it's a question of did they just, are they being lazy or did they forget that they got it and they're not seeing it on their tracker and they're like, oh, well, that's not an option for me, right? So you never know these things because this is going to happen in a race.
Oh yeah, occasionally I forget to, move my mouse over and click the button on the tracker because you have to manually do it, and finding the gap for that is hard sometimes when I'm in the middle of. But yeah, Samp gonna cycle. See how they handle this. Looks like a keg rebuy and wrench cows.
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
Would have to be it. If we find Moonsteer, does that change anything? I don't think so.
At this point in the seed, I'm not sure.
Yeah. We've done all the hook lock stuff.
There's a vague sense of logical fulfillment, but both runners
turn-in.
That's true. That's true. Could be Moonsteer for Ice Turn-in. All right, we are at happy 2 hours, everybody. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Fifth Whammy here with Video James. Thanks to Night House City and Gigi, our trackers. We're watching Neuro and Samp in round 1 lower bracket of the MMR Season 6 tournament. Quite a race so far. Still very much contested, 2 hours in. We're hunting for ice. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Neuro's almost through SHT. Samp does have the advantage of having done Egos already.
Yeah, I would still say Samp is comfortably ahead. And unless there's some like really truly end game stuff, which I can't imagine what that would be, I think it's pretty comfortably Samp's race to lose at this point.
I'd say so. We still haven't seen Madame Aroma and Bar. Still haven't seen Shiro.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's just Samp needs to remember those checks exist if it's not here. Oh, there's Moonsteer at least.
Oh, there we are. There's our logic, everybody.
Yeah, I hope you're happy now.
Ended up being a late hook after all.
Hey, no ice arrows. So I think there's only 3 things left. It's Moonsteer, Trade-In, Aroma and Bar, and Shiro, and that's it. I mean, we haven't seen anyway. I think the only other thing that Samp hasn't done is healing Darmani.
So much of the seed is hinged upon a cow crying. Really quite remarkable.
FD, nice.
Oh! A reward for following logic, I suppose. Or I guess, maybe not, well, not following logic, resolving logic. We have abandoned following logic some time ago.
Is where things get interesting because it looks like Samp hesitated there. I don't know if they know what's going on. This could be unfortunate if Samp doesn't remember. I think they're going for a Roman bar here. They're gonna send it to night 3. So I think it is very likely that they don't know about Couples Mask. They've forgotten about it, or forgot to track it. So
We'll get to see their mask menu.
yeah,
And they'll get to see their mask menu too. But that might
It's
not
true.
be much help if they didn't pick up couples. Early checks like that, Road Tycoon player, can be tough to remember if you slip past them early.
it was not the cringe bubble. It was the invisible alcove stray fairy in the main room.
Yeah, the main room wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any wallets, so that Romani's mask on, what was it? Larry's what we're calling it, Termina Field Business Scrub. Not much of an issue today. Yeah, chat, yeah, Neuro's just setting up a keg trial here, just in case it has something, because I don't think they've picked keg trial yet.
Yeah, if you have a keg in your inventory, you might as well do it. Just skips a dialogue sequence. Honestly, if Samp doesn't remember Couples Mask, this might be a coin flip here. Because I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, Neuro
Why not
would
just-
still have to pick up Shiro.
Why not just peak keg trial? Because if it's required, then you have to go back and you waste even more time. But you have the keg. There's no reason not to use it anywhere else because you're on day 2. So you might as well just quickly blow up the rock and then you get the item. Who cares if it's required or not?
Yeah, it costs you a few seconds, but yeah, the lower you get on checks, the more likely it is that the check you're doing will have some. So hey, might as well.
Samp just hovers over Couples Mask for a good second there.
Samp does have it.
Yeah.
Samp's just a little lax on keeping the tracker updated for everybody on their stream.
So is it indeed Shiro after all?
It could be.
Yeah.
Maybe
Again,
they'll be
this-
reminded of couples.
well, it's kind of lucky that you have to equip Cafe Mask there, because we did see Samp hover their cursor over Couples Mask for a good second, which probably was a sign of, oh yeah. Listen, anybody who has raced MMR has been through that. They have felt that emotion before.
Yeah, when a casino goes late, you're just scrounging your mind for whatever's left.
Yep.
The shared experience of the rando. One of the most side quest happy Zeldas in the canon, I would suspect.
And unfortunately, if we want to talk mental game at this point, both of these runners probably feel like they're very much behind, because for Samp, this is, I think, Shiro along with Darmani is going to be a last location. I think Neuro's not too far behind either. So at this point, you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm so behind. I'm going to lose this race. You start dooming. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who dooms like that, but, you know.
Oh, I doomed like hell in my first bracket race this year. I missed the Tingle Jump Slash somehow, and it had Hook and Goron, and I missed them for an hour.
No. Unlucky.
Yeah. Somehow things worked out, and I made it through that. But...
Oh my god, he is going for... They are going for Darmani first, so... oh boy. This is a true last location. Conserving magic here. You're gonna need it if you need to do Shiro.
Oh, did Neuro not pick up P-Hack Grotto before this?
Interesting.
Yeah, one consequence of, hurrying up your Cycle 1 opener is that you do have to squeeze in those traditional checks later, and we slip through the cracks.
Listen, if you want to play with fire, you're gonna get burned. And I think that's kind of the price you have to accept when you play hyper aggro opener, such as the one that we saw Neuro do. Listen, a lot of the time it works out. We've seen great success with a little bit more risky openers where you rush time of day.
That's true. That's true. If things work out, you can gain a significant advantage over the traditional 17-minute, 18-minute grandma. Alright, here's the red potion for Shiro. Yeah,
Don't you
Neuro, I
dare.
believe.
Don't you dare gamble dog race. I swear to God. Okay, Neuro, you are cash money in my book, my friend. I was about to get real toxic.
Yeah, Mask of Truth hasn't shown up yet, has it?
Huh.
Was that what was on Clifford, or was it Stone Mask on Clifford?
I'm pretty sure it was Stone Mask. If it were Mask of Truth, they would have gone back for it at this point.
I would agree.
Oh, they probably would have grabbed it on their first trip to PF. Or second, or in Neuro's case, third or fourth trip.
Even if it was Mask of Truth, Great Bay Coast IC3 takes it off the board.
Yeah. Alright. Is this Ice Arrow, or are we getting more progression, or is there something we forgot about?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else in the seed. This is a last location for the restream.
Yeah. There you go.
Indeed, that is nice.
That is no mode for Samp.
And Neuro on their part. Doubling? This must be for ranch cows.
Yeah, so at this point, Samp just has to, they'll go mode Woodfall, they'll go mode GBT, they'll do Fisherman Game, make sure their time of day is right for that, and then they can just beat Stone Tower, and then they are done. This is just Dungeon Rush plus Fisherman Game.
Yeah, Neuro also has to pick up Sonata from Egos as well.
Yeah.
So Samp has a sizable advantage and just has to close out the seed.
That is also true spec. Even though it took them like 7 tries to get it, it shows how worth the second bottle is, because it definitely got them ahead in this race.
Yeah, and the Goron damage boost method with bombs definitely allows for retries much quicker than the side hop backwalk icicle strat does. The Landon strat, as Dodo memorably named it in the Discord.
Oh my God! Of course he calls it that. What a loser! What a loser! Let's see here. Did anybody bet? GG. on the bet in the subs bits donor category. There you go.
Huh.
That was a
Our own
bet
tracker,
made.
huh?
Yeah, that was a bet made 1 hour ago. By the way.
Wow. What a casino.
Yeah, and Letter to Mama turn in definitely saving Samp with the check of the mask icon.
Yeah, Samp stream tracker has not been dutifully updated, shall we say. But all's well that ends well, and it looks like it will end well for Samp.
Yeah, at this point, even if there were to be, oh, maybe they execute poorly and there's a chance for Neuro to catch up. Neuro is not going anywhere near Shiro right now, and why would you? But yeah, this was a pretty close race. Neuro could have gone for Shiro at any point, and then we would have been singing a different tune here at the end. 12 Sphere Seed. Good lord. I do have the spoiler log. I can take a look at it at some point. So we can have some fun later on. I get that power as the restreamer.
12 Sears sounds about right for a seed that opens with a hook shot on the straw roof. Real knot of logic to untangle for us tonight, but we managed it, finally.
Yeah.
And it's straight away to the finish. Samp will move on in the lower bracket to face the winner of Spec versus, or loser of Spec versus Sonaholic.
Which was, that race happened today. No spoilers, but you can go watch it at your leisure. The spoiler log is saying technically Sonata is Sphere 13, even though you can get it with Powder Keg much earlier than that. Because I think Sonata should be in Sphere 12, but nevertheless. Is 12... what's the average? What is the average for an S6 seed?
That's a good question. I know someone ran some stats. I don't know if that had the average sphere count, though.
Yeah.
It might have had the average spheres for different items. But I have to take a look at that spreadsheet again.
Yeah. Alright, 1 dungeon down for Samp. 2 more to go, plus a fisherman.
But anecdotally, I'd say that 12 is definitely more on the complex end, logic-wise. Usually I see around 8 or 9 in my spoiler logs. Yeah, Samp still needs to climb Stone Tower. After doing Fisherman's Game. Don't forget that.
Yep. Again, there is a specific time period to do Fisherman Game. You cannot do it between 4 and 7, both AM and PM. He takes a break, as he should.
Yeah, so some nerve-wracking execution to carry out for both our runners here, who must feel behind.
Yeah, both of them definitely.
Yeah, at least FD was given pretty cheaply via the... Well, maybe not cheaply. You do have to do the ranch cows for it, which aren't strictly necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But both runners did it, so they'll have some leeway in the closing moments.
I think this is also going to be a last location for Neuro here.
Yes, and they're 2 rupees short of a red potion if they haven't purchased it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could double time to night 3, and I mean, you'd probably want to invert very soon after, but I mean, just as easily you can double time after at a certain point so that you kill 1 in-game hour while you're in GBT, and then you don't have to invert. You don't have to waste time inverting. So
Yeah, my memory of Fisherman's timetable was that he takes 4 to 7 off for breaks,
yeah,
both
like
AM
4
and
to
PM.
7. Yeah.
Okay, so not pretty easy to work around that. And it probably
Yes.
takes you almost 45 seconds to ride the boat to the
Mhm.
and hook the tree anyway.
And it works out that climbing Stone Tower and go modding that dungeon is a little bit short of 6 in-game hours. So generally, you want to have your time of day set before you go up to commit. Nevertheless, all you need to do is double time to night 3 in GBT, so much that you guarantee you'll kill at least 1 in-game hour by the time you make it to Fisherman. Yeah, I think maybe they just don't want to risk, double timing too early and then risk moon crashing. Again, we have to talk about nerves here. They basically last locationed. Going to be playing right now. That being said, I do think Samp has the execution chops to back up getting both of these dungeons done in ample time remaining. It's just, I don't really think there's a reason. There's not a great reason to do it sooner rather than later. So they'll probably just do it midway through GBT.
Yeah, Sam's provided some novel and effective execution today for sure. A restream well worth going back and taking a peek at if you're interested in MMR. Some cool tech on display. I know I'll be looking to pick up a bit of it myself. There's ice for Neuro. And they've got a long road to walk.
Unfortunate, yeah. Because on top of everything that Samp has to do to finish up, they also have Castle, which they will be shorter, admittedly, as Neuro can route in ice arrows, but still not ideal. They really have to see, a huge execution difference for this race to shift back in Neuro's favor.
Neuro wastes no time declaring go mode on their own stream tracker.
Nice, the wrong arrow there. I like how the Octo just kind of tanks the fire arrow, just kind of shakes it off.
Well, it is covered in water. Neuro doing GBT first is at around 7:15 on the final night. Is inverted.
Yeah, they should have enough time to get everything done. Yeah, Samp definitely needs to double time. They might be waiting for 1 day transition here. Just so that, they save a little bit of time, but they are cutting it quite close. There is the travel time from coast to Fisherman, though, so you never know.
Yeah, I'd say if you get your doubles in front of the box, it'll be fine. They've got FD, which will speed up boss execution. In both senses of the word.
Yeah, I think Samp must have their eye on the clock right now because, again, if you can skip a double time, then you definitely save a good number of seconds, right? So they will probably want to hopefully kill at least 1 in-game hour here.
Good thinking from Sam getting a magic pot here. FD's aim on George can be a bit finicky.
Screw this jump, by the way. Worst jump in Standard.
It is a really awkward jump to hit. I even tend to slow down a bit and aim it with, Deku shielding first. Or shield turning.
Yeah, so Samp should. So this is what I was talking about. Samp will get a day transition automatically right about here, and that way that's one less double time to play, which can matter. It really can. It is a good number of seconds, and you'll see they'll probably be double time like right away here.
Yeah, probably around 12 seconds per double or so. All right, now is a good double opportunity. Does Samp take it?
Nope. Okay, now they're doing it.
Did they fit it in before the George? Well, we don't get a George cutscene. That's true.
But also,
We just start the fight straight out in a month.
Don't have FD marked on their tracker. Do they know that they have FD?
I would hope so. They haven't been keeping their tracker updated anyway. Like, they don't have ice or lights or keg or picto or bottles. Well, they have
Yes,
one bottle.
but that same tracker moment led to putting off Shira, putting off your go mode for quite some time, so you never know. Okay, they know they have it. And yeah, so FD with Georg is pretty free. The only thing that can happen is you want to be stunning Georg when he's facing either straight towards or straight away from you, because the hitbox is a little weird. If you stun Georg when he's sideways, you need to angle the FD shots, which you can do kind of the same way that you do the iceless boss key chest jump in GBT. You know how you like hold slightly right or left of up, and then you get the side forward walk. You can do the same thing and angle your shots with FD, and that'll hit Georg even if he's facing sideways in this awkward angle. It's kind of the same tech that you use if you're doing FD beams on Twin Mold, and that's how you can get the one cycle on blue Twin Mold right at the start of the fight. Samp has more than enough time here to get to Fisherman, and it'll be 7 p.m. by the time they get there.
Pretty sure we'll just see the corner sword strat for Fisherman again.
At least for the first little bit. Ooh, unlucky there for Neuro getting a kind of a weird angle, getting the pop up and not grounding the ledge.
The ice is a bit far from the grab there. Okay, that should be easier.
All right, so here's the
real
thing.
factor.
Oh, he needs money. They need money. I'm so sad.
Oh, that's true.
The leg leg's right there. The leg leg's right there. You don't have to invert. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, it's leg time.
Oh. Okay, well, at least it got spit right back out.
Alright, so you can make it to the island, the Fisherman Island, with just ice arrows and jumping up, or well, hooking up. But I haven't really timed it with the fast boat, if the boat is faster or if ice arrows is better, but I think Samp is kind of forced to use ice arrow here.
Does Samp have enough magic?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, if you do it that way.
Yeah, you just swim over to it, though. Grabbing the ice platforms is a little awkward if you're not human form, so you need to swim over and then transform, and then you just barely get off another shot a little closer. Yeah, now they have all the time in the world to build a bridge. Yeah, easy pick.
There they are.
Now, uninverting, I wonder if they think it's 8 p.m. Like, this signals to me that Samp thinks it's a different time that he takes a break. Also, you don't hot tip, you don't need to talk to the guy, you can just go to the middle of the island.
Ah, good to know. As runners, we barely get the opportunity to come across fisherman game and actual seeds. So these details take a long time to be noticed by us otherwise.
Opting not for the sword slash strat, which is allowed, but I know some runners have a disdain for it because it's purely up to RNG if the torch gets lit on your island or not. So failing that, it's just a test of your box movement, basically. Not even that, a test of your ability to target head on. You do have to watch out. You can get some if you don't space yourself out, you can get the short hop off of the islands, and then you lose a bunch of time. But yeah, in rando, this game ends as soon as you hit 20. In vanilla, you have to wait for the 2 minutes to expire, which is a little annoying.
Okay, yeah. So if you're used to vanilla, then heck, you might as well just jump it out.
Yeah,
Real
that
difference.
actually might be. Yeah, I'm not sure if Samp knows that, but I would assume they know the sword slash strat, but nevertheless, I don't think it really matters that much in the end. They have a comfortable lead at this point. Very comfortable lead.
Yeah, the sword strat is a bit of a pain in the ear and the thumb, though.
There's definitely I see an argument for banning it, especially because it's one of those things where, like, randomizer, I know people be like, well, why, if it's a randomizer, why are we cutting out some of the randomness, like, you know, dog race and stuff? And the reason for stuff like that is that we want to make sure we're not just going for, you know, everything is as random as it can be. We want to make sure that things are on as even a playing field as possible. And so there have been strides to make sure that there are certain things where, like, oh, you know, this runner lost the race because of just, like, the game said no. That's not what you want in a randomizer. You don't want somebody to be grinding out dog race for minutes and minutes, and it's just like, okay, well, the game said no, so you lose this race, even though you played the seed better, you have better execution, stuff like that. So Fisherman game kind of falls into that category. And I think the only real counter to that kind of line of thinking is it's a choice of randomness as opposed to the game strictly saying no, this, you don't get to have this, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see arguments on both sides of it.
Yeah, I agree completely on that, dude. Yeah, that's a good proposal in chat, by the way. I like that. Because OSH mass code, one of those things that, you know, it could take, you know, 30-some shots, it could take 40-some shots, could be even shorter, depending on if you get lucky or not.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that lingers. I know, you know, very late in mystery development, just before Journey actually started, I believe, Keaton quiz was removed from the check pool at the last moment. And that was because with the text hints on, there's a chance that Keaton quiz could hint what's on Romani's. So the fairest thing to do in that case was to remove Keaton quiz from the pool, so that if somebody's doing that, they're at least doing it intentionally, and they're not just lucking into it in a seed where both runners have to do required Keaton and somebody gets the text hint and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not something you really want, but I think Zoe is kind of alluding to what I imagine is a intentional design choice in terms of the randomness being going towards rewarding those who stay in logic. So dog race, for example, you're rewarded for staying in logic, waiting until you have Mask of Truth. For Bomber's Code, you're rewarded for waiting until you have a bow. Same thing with the Ocean Spider code, because if you just wait till you have Captain's Hat, you can get the code the way you're quote unquote supposed to. And I think that design philosophy is definitely reflected in some of the choices of the randomizer. No, we have the 1 in 120, which is much worse than the 1 in 32, but, you know.
There's also the one in 972 perfect OSH code.
Of course.
I got that once. It might be one of the crowning achievements of my MMR career.
My crowning achievement was getting gaslit by chat because I said guessing 2 bomber codes meant you had a 1 in 60 chance of getting it right. And everybody told me I was wrong. It turns out I was right. I have to bring this up again because I'm still bitter that chat treated me so poorly.
I remember that controversy now. Very faintly. And I'm pretty sure you were right.
See, I think the distinction was, what I said was, because what Ace Slayer did was they guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they guessed 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I said, okay, if you do that, you have a 1 in 60 chance of getting the reward. And what I think a lot of people interpreted was they were saying on that second guess in isolation, you have a 1 in 60 chance, which is obviously not true, but that's not what I'm saying. You have guessed 2 out of 120 codes, which means overall, that's one of the 60 pairs of codes that you've picked, so you have a 1 in 60 chance overall, as opposed to one guess in isolation.
That's correct.
Anyway, statistics is hard, and even the professionals get kind of locked up on some of this stuff. And let me tell you, I fell asleep a lot in my stats class, so I'm definitely one to talk.
Stats is hard. Probability is hard.
Yep.
All this stuff we do is hard here.
All right, Samp, you gonna go for the 1 cycle twin mold here? Let's see it. Let's see it. All right.
Get these equipped on the C buttons.
One, 2, nope, missed. Okay, 3 out of 4 ain't bad though. And then just 1 arrow shot will do it for the final hit. So it's kind of a trade-off here with twin mold. You can opt to, what a lot of runners will do is they'll opt to get one of the snakes down to 1 health and then hard focus the other one so they can expend the rest of their magic, the rest of their resources on killing the other snake, and then once the first one is dead, you only need 1 single arrow shot. The other train of thought is the snakes get much less aggressive when there's only 1 left. The snakes move faster, but they get much less aggressive. So especially if you're trying to be damage conscious, it's better to kill one of them immediately, and then you just have the one flying around.
Yeah, I'm in the camp of reducing interference. I'm very prone to getting bonked by one twin mold while aiming at the other, and I appreciate taking that opportunity away from them if I get the chance.
Yep. Alright, so that is light arrow for Neuro. Unfortunately, they are still 2 dungeons behind, so. Alright, twin mold down.
Yeah, good shooting for Samp here.
Oh, there's Mask of Truth. Speaking of dog race.
Well, the dogs will get the rest today.
Yeah.
Yeah, never found a wallet. Never needed that Ramani's mask on Larry.
So, fun fact about Twin Mold Heart Container. If we go by the rule of lower sphere equals higher chance of an item being required or a check being required, in Season 6, the highest sphere item in the game is Twin Mold Heart Container, which means statistically it is the least likely item to have a required check on it. So that is no dog race for sure today. It can still happen, but that is your fun fact about Twin Mold Heart Container.
Yeah, I think it can have fires. In some seeds, it can have fires.
Fires and like song items, basically it.
Yeah, except Iconic Great Fairy is even tighter because you need fires for those. So that has to be. Well, no, do you need fires?
Oh, that's true. Okay, in Season 6, yeah, Iconic Great Fairy is even higher. You're right.
And it has to show up in the seed at all, which is a 50-50 chance to begin with.
There is no Giant's Mask FD requirement, though. But yeah, you do need fires.
Yep, Samp starting Majora, FD in hand. Plenty of... Yeah, 7 hearts. Plenty of room. Yeah, both runners basically full. Almost, yeah. I think both runners' last location dies.
I believe so. If not, then close to it.
Yeah, ice on Shiro via Len. On Mayor via the couple's mask on the pillar, which you needed a hook shot for, and yeah, we got the hook shot in the first minute of the seed, but the logic took us 2 hours. We'll just leave it at that. 12 spheres. 12 spheres of item placement action. Samp and Neuro made it through. Samp's at Majora. We're gonna close it out.
The hook was the first item we got, and we didn't get the logic for it until like 2.5 hours in. There we go. There is Samp finishing in their first bracket win. Congrats.
GG Samp. Well done.
And it looks like Neuro will forfeit.
Yeah, good perseverance on their part. Solve the seed. We're on their way. Samp was just a little faster. One bottle eggs are real pain in the butt. Good effort though.
And we'll see
And
if
we're gonna
either...
see. Yep. Either one wants to interview.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hey, sorry, I was having some trouble with my mic. GG.
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, GG's to both of you.
All right, so the story of the seed was the couple of logical quirks with the Moon's Tear and the Bunny Hood.
Yeah.
And how things were out of logic for a while, and then I'll let you know. But basically, both of you guys last located ice arrows on Shiro.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was kind of figuring that was a likely outcome. but I also didn't think about Bunnyhood at all, and I realized the Moon's Tear logic like right when I like turned it in. I was like, wait, this is how I was supposed to get hookshot.
Yep. I think the big difference maker we saw was that Samp had fire arrows. They went to Woods of Mystery pretty early on after getting the bottle on Town Archery. Got the fire arrows, did Snowhead, and had a second bottle. So the 2-bottle eggs definitely saved a bunch of time.
You freaking mini game doer, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mini game doers win this seed.
I I forgot I had couples mask for. I don't even remember getting it, honestly. So I didn't get lens for like ever.
You noticed.
Gotcha.
You're very
Yeah.
lucky that you have to equip Cafe Mask for Letter to Mama, because we saw you hover over the couples mask icon. For a second. It was like, yeah, they remembered, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I have this. I was like not on my personal tracker. I just like stopped clicking things that I got, so like I forgot half the stuff that I got.
Yeah, it happens in these longer seeds for sure.
Yeah. And then I didn't. I'm pretty bad at like figuring out a lot of this logic stuff. So like I didn't know, like whenever I start running low on like things to do, like I never know where to go, and I'm just doing like one check and soaring basically.
At some point, it's like kind of hard to avoid that in these seeds where it is the last location, and Sheer is definitely out of the way. But I think what we did see early on is, I know Neuro kind of called out that they didn't register the Bunnyhood logic, so you did go out of logic, which was fine because it meant you were way ahead of Crash. I think you were in Deku Palace at like 16 minutes or something ridiculous like that. And it's just like, okay, we do see a bit of an early lead, but I think Woods of Mystery ended up being the big, or not Woods of Mystery specifically, but like the Witch's checks ended up being like kind of the big difference maker there. It kind of set the divide early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where was Bunnyhood again?
It was PFE.
PFE, okay.
It was like
So that
not
was
hard to
behind
get.
Zora, which was on
Zoe Grotto,
Zoe Grotto.
Zoe Grotto. Gotcha.
which is the Twin Islands bomb grotto. So the logical first bomb bag was off of Postman's Hat. So
Mhm.
we actually saw something kind of interesting because I think Samp had information that Coast was importance count 3. And you can discern that it's like,
Yeah.
okay, the song and the light arrows. And then you got the bottle, and we were like, well, wait a minute here. That's locked by hookshot, which means that it's, probably not. And then we saw the bomb bag, and it's like, okay, well, that's the third important. So you actually kind of got bailed out a little bit by that bottle, even though we knew it was like
A little
okay,
bit, yeah.
Yeah. Samp
So the three items in Coast were, the bottle wasn't one of them?
the bottle was not, because logically you need hookshot, which means you need to get Moon's Tear, which is behind a whole bunch
Which
of
is-
other things. Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
yeah, the Moon's Tear was behind. Yeah, you needed the bottle locked fire arrows to get that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what was the third item then? It was the Postman's Hat, the song, and what else?
Light arrows.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you can see my notes video, but instead of writing that in, you can see what I wrote.
Let me see here. I don't know. It's kind of small, but here, let me full screen it. The quality is like terrible. Here we go.
Yeah, I wrote an expletive.
Oh, okay.
Chat. I wrote an expletive. But yeah, no, I did not realize. I did not think about light arrows being in that region. Okay, so that was one less thing to do.
So
Yeah, that bottle, yeah, definitely threw me for a loop, because not getting that one out of logic, threw me right into one bottle eggs, and then I didn't find lens for forever. I didn't, do Shiro for forever because I was too busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, I was just kind of mean with the placements that way.
Definitely.
I guess one thing to call out that we kind of figured out, some of us may have learned today, if there is a hinted always item that is required, that alone cannot satisfy the importance count determination.
Yeah.
So-
So that couldn't have been the one 2-star item. It would have
Yeah.
had to. There needed to be another 2-star item. And in the
So-
case
Yeah.
of Coast, it's pretty likely that it's the song anyway.
Yeah, I think it was the song anyway in the end. The song does lead the light arrow.
Yeah,
It'll be 2-star
exactly.
for that purpose. Postman probably was as well. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
spoiler log yet.
It could have been
Yeah.
Postman here. I can take a look at the spoiler log. Let's see here. Yeah, 2-star Postman hat and 2-star New Wave. So that was your only bomb bag. That was your only explosive. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
If there was another bomb bag, then it would have been a
Yeah.
1-star
Where did I
Postman.
get bomb bag? I'm trying to
Deku
remember.
Palace out of Logic.
It was Deku Palace out of Logic. Yep. And I was not thinking about the logic there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
it's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I tried
both of you just moved on anyway, and I don't blame you.
I tried to stay in, like, I got the hook shot early, but I tried not to do too much out of logic until I got more items, but, like, I didn't get tier until, like, it was, like, over 2 hours into the seed.
Tier
so,
was
like,
deep into the seed, man. That was a really deep hook shot.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
booster was deep, man.
And if I had thought about either of those two things at all, the bunny hood or the tier, I might have routed that seed totally differently.
Yeah.
I just assumed I was eventually gonna get it and just gave up on staying in the logic. Like once I had like the other transformation masks and such, I was like, whatever, let's just go.
All right. What else? I mean, there wasn't too much like the big conversation of the seed was just the whole logical kerfuffle. There wasn't too much else. It was pretty front loaded otherwise. Like, you
Yeah, for
basically
real.
knew it was Ice Arrow for no mode like an hour in basically between the two of you. So
I'm sure.
Scarcity of bottles for eggs was a big deal, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam,
Really
you're,
lucky with the Snowhead bottle. Like I knew I didn't want to leave the dungeon without grabbing that because
Yeah.
I was planning to go to PF next anyway. So
definitely like the
Yeah.
amount of attempts it took made up for how much you saved. doing eggs.
Yeah. How many attempts? Yeah.
like it was like 4 or 5 tries or something.
Oh, that's nothing. That's
Yeah.
that's like 30 seconds.
That's it.
yeah, that's one of the toughest bits of tech in season 6, I'm sure.
Yeah, by the time I saw that, I had long since done eggs, so I didn't even have to do that trick.
Yeah, I need
You
to
also had a
practice it.
GFM. I forget what
I did,
GFM
yeah.
was.
Great Fairy Mask was in, I'm pretty sure, Pirate's Fortress Interior. Yeah, it was the upper chest.
Yeah, that's right.
That is mean.
Yeah.
Stupid chapel. All right, let's find the other bottles because so we know where 3 of them were. One was Stone Tower entrance sun switch. One was Stone Tower lava room ledge. It was a gold
Wow.
dust.
Forest.
And then Chateau on Woodfall small key chest. There you go.
Wow. Yeah, 3 bottles before that. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's how she
Incredible.
goes. I guess. See, anything else you guys want to know? 12 spheres in the spoiler log.
12 spheres. Incredible. Where was the last bomb bag? I think I found all 3 bows.
Let's see, bomb bag is.
My mode is crashing now. I was inverted.
Post. Good
Oh.
job. Hell yeah. So we have post box. Bean Man and bow chest in Woodfall Temple.
Wow.
And just for fun,
Incredible.
glass mask. Graveyard Grotto. Oh my god.
Wow.
I
is
did
mean.
feel really happy about the foolish hints though, because it kept me out of searching graveyard and
Yeah, definitely. Milk Road Foolish. That hint alone caused me to put off P Hat until the 2 hour 12 mark.
We definitely called
Oh.
that out. Don't you worry.
I could do that, yeah.
And we also thought it was very funny. You guys did swamp archery at the same time, 1 hour,
Hell
48
yeah.
minutes into the seed with a Sphere Zero bow in Grass Grotto. Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was just hard to get over there. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Some
so,
archery's
but
like
in
that,
the
yeah.
was it the same thing that pushed us though? Because like you were talking about Samp having fire arrows so early.
I think
I went there because I had Picto.
yeah, because
Gotcha, yes.
you went into GBT right after doing Lulu photo, and you had Picto equipped, and it's like, okay. I was
Yeah.
literally about to say, like, if ice arrows are here, this could bite Samp because there's not a great reason to go back to this region specifically, and it's like, oh, Samp is soaring to the swamp, so I guess never mind.
Yeah.
Covering your bases. Yeah. I definitely learned a couple things, I have to say, between the two.
Yeah, what were those?
Let's see. Man, I forgot it. Probably forgot him, but well, okay. So Samp did a bomb damage boost to do the icicle strat for the stray fairy and snowhead, which I've only
interesting.
seen the one where the thing drops on you when you take damage from that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the bomb damage is supposed to be much easier to recoup.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to go and respawn the icicle.
Yeah, did you know
That's
that before
nifty.
MMR? Yeah, did you happen to know that tech before MMR Season 6, or did you learn it before this random?
Yeah, I helped out with like if you're familiar with like MM speedrunning stuff, there's like an MMR task or MM task that used that to get that fairy without being human. So like many years ago, we were like trying to figure out a way to grab that fairy without using human, and you could do like a damage boost as Goron. So
That's really
I just
neat.
remembered it from back then.
Wow.
Yeah, there was the keg castle strat, because usually what people
Yeah.
do, they'll throw the keg over the fence, but you did a bomb damage boost, and that way you can blow up the keg right away. That was cool.
That's cool. But Samp, why did you do Keg Castle?
Well, I did Keg Castle because I didn't know what to like. I was like doing stuff when I was like trying to figure out like what is the best way, or like I needed to buy time for me to think about like what to do next. So I was like, okay, this is something I
Okay.
have to do anyway, and
Fair enough.
like I can do it right now. So I just decided to do it.
Yeah, both of you did GBT looking for the ice.
Had
I
you already
kind
done Elegy Climb at that point?
No, I didn't want to go into Stone Tower yet because I didn't want to hit the owl and then soar back. Like I didn't see any point in doing that. But I did. I guess going in with Keg did lose a good bit of time to having light arrows, but like I was getting to the point where like I just didn't know what to do and I needed like more time to think about like what my options were. So I just bought time by doing that.
Another thing that I learned was, okay, tunnel jump and snowhead. Normally, if you land on the roof, what people will do is they'll just like walk off and then try to time the bomb damage. But you did this like cool roll strat that I'd never seen before in that. I think it looks more consistent. I'll have to try it out myself.
Yeah, I'll have to
Like
check
the
that out.
recoil flip. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like super free. You don't have to think about it at all.
Sick. I've been dying on this hill since I started playing. I think the first tunnel jump is much harder than the second one. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say.
Yeah, I think that's all for me. Yeah, Samp, you'll be moving on to face the loser of Spec versus Sonaholic from the upper bracket. That race did take place earlier today. We won't spoil it here, though.
Yeah,
Neuro,
generally,
good effort. Yeah, good effort.
And
throughout this
I'll be
tournament, Neuro.
trudging back to the commentary booth where I belong, chat. Don't you worry.
join the club. See here.
Yeah.
up next, I guess, tomorrow morning in 9 hours, I have my race against stupid cheater-ass Dodo.
What?
It'll be fun. Yeah. Yeah,
Is
it'll be
that
good.
his new race time name?
That's my name for him. But yeah, it should be fun. I don't know if there'll be a restream for that, but thank you, Fifth, for joining me in the commentary booth today. I'm the restreamer, so I deserve no thanks. But GG and Night Owl City were our trackers today, so thank you very much. And yeah, shoutouts to our racers for putting on a good show for us today.
Yeah, thank you,
that.
video.
GG's, thanks for the restream and tracking and all the work, everybody.
Of course. All right, we're gonna go ahead and raid friend of the stream, Mr. Glubbers, doing some TP speedrunning. Do I have the power to raid? Do I have the power to raid?
So?
I should.
I think so.
By the power vested in you by Zelda Speedruns.
I don't.
Oh.
Well,
Nor!
That's awkward. Unless it's somewhere else. But anyway, we'll say goodbye. All right, Axel, you do it, please. But yeah, farewell, everyone. Have a good evening or morning if you're waking up in Europe. We'll see you again soon back on ZSR.